Oh my God. They found me. I don't know how, but they found me. Run for it, Marty!
Hey, YouTube. Phatpastor here. Thank you for coming out tonight. We've got some friends with us tonight. We've got Scott with us tonight. And Casey. Got some background noise there, Scott.
Again?
Yeah. yeah.
I'll just mute until it's
Yeah,
time for me to say something.
All right.
Hold on. I'm trying to get you. Here we go. And I've got her. I'm working on her. I've got her on Discord. PiFly here on Discord. Sorry for the technical difficulties, everyone. We're trying to get it worked out.
Yeah, we're working on getting PiFly here. And while we're working on that, just want to say welcome to everybody. Thank you for coming out. Go ahead and get this out of the way. Tonight's t-shirt is Tiny Whoop. I'm hearing somebody's audio feedback in. Don't know who that is.
Probably mine.
Yeah. Let me mute you for. I think that fixed it. You have to wave at me when you're ready to talk, Casey. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started tonight, and got a lot to talk about tonight. The race that was scheduled for tomorrow night and Saturday night, we've had to cancel that. Had to put that off until the 27th and the 28th of this month. So we will do that. Weather and no sickness it's going to keep us from it this time. I'm just believing it. So before we get PiFly on, I will go ahead and while we're waiting on Casey to work that out with her, I want to go ahead and get into a segment, what come in the mail this week.
Mail time. Mail time. Mail time. Mail time. Mail time.
The mail's here. Here's the mail that never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail. When it comes, I want to wail. Mail!
It makes me smile to think my friends will say, I wonder what's in the mail today. What's in the mail today? What's in the mail today? I wonder.
Mail call! Copper bottom. This one's from your mom. Oh,
is there anything for me?
Oh, I got something for you. That's from my sister.
I recognize the handwriting.
What's in the mail today? What's in the mail today?
All right. Mail call today. Let me switch to this. This brings up a big announcement that I have for the channel. A big shout out to a friend of mine, an OG member of Lost Quads, or what we're now calling Jesus Freaks, has given this to be a donation on the channel for 1,000 subs. This is an unopened, been on his shelf for a couple months. So, but it's a brand new, unopened Mobula 6 Hdzero. So, more to come in the future on how you can obtain that and get that. And there's going to be more come in the mail with it. Let me jump back over to my mail cam or my bench cam. He also donated this. This is the PiFly Whoopster. Best 1S charger, in my opinion, on the market. As far as the chargers go, it is my daily driver. If I could probably show you here on my camera. Right here, I got it plugged up and running out of cable. But this is my daily driver here. It's what I use to charge all of my Whoop batteries. So let's jump on in and get everybody pulled in here. Scott, you can unmute yourself whenever you're ready.
I don't want my background helpers blasting everybody out.
That's all right. So
Is
yes,
is that Mob 6? Is that going to get tested before the giveaway? Is it going to stay unopened?
It's going to stay 100% unopened, new in the box.
Wow, that's huge, man.
Yep,
that's huge.
That's a $200 giveaway right there.
Right there, that's huge.
So, yep, that is. So let's get Casey back on the stream, and all right, just mute yourself whenever you.
I'm trying to get her a rolling. See, I can talk to her. Say hi, PiFly. See if y'all can hear her. Say hey, PiFly.
I don't hear her.
Yeah. You hear? Yes. Hey, they could hear you, PiFly.
We can hear you, but we can't see you yet.
Say hey, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
We can hear her. Very soft spoken.
Yeah.
Very
We're trying to
light.
get her worked out here. Her computer's being naughty like mine did earlier. So
yeah, if she could just find a place to prop up a phone, that's what some people have to do.
Hey, I think I see you.
Yeah, go ahead and mute Casey.
Yep, I got you.
Yeah, while you're working on it. Okay. I am Gross says exciting giveaway. Yes, it is. I am. By the way, I like that name. I am Gross. We got some of our regulars here. Glad to see you guys. Off grid everything. Says hey yo. That means hello in Canadian, I've learned. So AA, a recent subscriber, gives us what is that? Was that hand clap or handshake? Don't know what it is, but back at you, bro. Back at you, bro. So yeah, this right here has got somebody's name on it, and it's just waiting to go home with somebody. So there'll be a video, how this will happen. There'll be a video on my channel, and kind of like the last giveaway. And as soon as my channel, we're not going to wait. I mean, if it's 4 days, if it's 2 weeks, whenever my channel hits 1,000 subscribers, we're going to give it away. And so he's waving. All right. Waving back at you. My eyes is old. Yeah. Yeah. Those should be bifocals, AA. That should be bifocals on that. Or actually trifocals is what I'm wearing. So, but yeah, we're going to get a PiFly on here. We'll get it worked out. If nothing else, we'll get her on audio. And we'll ask her a few questions and all technology. It's, I always tell people an oxymoron is Microsoft works. So yeah, I'm excited about this giveaway. It's very generous, very, very generous of the person to just give this away to help the channel. He's impressed with how the the channel has gone. And this here, like I said, if you can make it out to the race, you know, as it looks, we're probably going to have anywhere from 6 to maybe 12 pilots. You know, a 1 in 6, a 1 in 10 chance of winning a V5 Whoopster. The good thing about this one, I have a link on my channel where I did a little review of this. This will storage charge your 1S batteries. It does BT 2.0 and PH 2.0, and it'll even do the GMB 27, but you got to have an adapter for it. So 8-bit, hey brother, 8-bit is with us. So how are you, brother? Aliens and alien monsters. So, oh, I seen somebody pop in there for a second and then left. Somebody's trying to come in. And I think Casey's sharing his screen.
I'm going to share and see if we can get her up that way.
Okay.
So hopefully we can just stream her from my Discord if it'll work correctly.
Aren't even halfway there yet. You got some feedback in your mic, Casey. Yeah, I'm 680 something subscribers. That's over halfway. Yeah, 684 subscribers tonight.
Okay.
So yeah, we can get that quick. Just last month when I did the giveaway, that was a 200 subscriber giveaway. That's how quick the channel is growing because of you guys. Big shout out to you guys. And me finally coming into the 21st century or 20th century and getting a Facebook and MyFace and Instagram account. So, Microsoft just loves to screw things up. Yes. I actually, people don't know this, but Casey can testify to this, that we come on 30 minutes. We can't hear you, bro, but you're muted. That's all right. But we come on 30 minutes, at least 30 minutes, sometimes an hour before the stream goes on. We're working out sound. I noticed on the last stream that the audio clips that I would play, you know, when I would do one of these, that it was a lot louder than the audio. So we got in here and we worked on it, and I think we got it fixed. Your presence also, yes. Yeah. Well, hey, that's right. With this freaky personality here, that's why we settled on for our Discord, FPV Freaks, is something that you know, this is a squirrel for me. You know, y'all have to understand. I'm easily distracted, and it doesn't take much for me to be like, squirrel.
I'm a crazy rabbit squirrel. I want my cookies!
I love all these little clips you've got. Yeah. I don't know where you get them, but I love all these clips you've got.
I make most of them in LumaFusion. So, but, and you know, sometimes the squirrels can get so distracting from my point that we just got to deal with them. It's actually a guy on YouTube. I actually messaged him and asked him to use, asked him if he wanted me to use his name, and all. He has a YouTube channel of the Squirrel Catapult, and he's got like tens of thousands of subscribers, and that's all he does is sets up catapults in his yard to he said, "AA, that's how you found me." How was that? How is it that you found me? Through my presence, or what was that? Expound a little bit more if you can, AA. He said that's how I found you. Look at what I see right there. There you are. How is Miss PiFly?
Well, good now that we got everything working.
Yay!
Good. Yay!
So glad.
All right. Look at her. You can tell she's a drone racer. She got the drone racer chair. And is that a quad over your shoulder there?
Of course.
Ah, that's a pink quad. Look at that.
Flying around.
I love it.
That. Well,
love
everybody, this is Amanda PiFly.
Hello.
Hey,
She
so good to meet you.
In my opinion, she is an amazing FPV racer. What was it? 3 years ago, Pi, that I met. Correct me if I'm wrong, because this head injury gets me sometimes. Was it on Velocidrone or DRL? We were racing, and I invited.
It was DRL.
Yeah, and I invited her to come to the Law Squads, which was a bunch of old guys, kind of like our channel, a bunch of old guys, and she come on, and that was probably what 4 years ago. It's before COVID.
That was a long time, because that was back when I was pretty new to Discord. So any drone related Discord servers that I saw invites to, I was just joining them all because drone racing.
Right. And that was when in DRL or whatever it is, I was almost as fast as her, and she was just starting. Not now. She's just incredibly fast and a great person, and we advertised her channel a few weeks ago. Double A says hello, Amanda.
Hello.
He shouts out to you. Marcel off Axis.
Marcel.
He's our Canadian friend. He shouts out, and
hey.
And I think Double A answered my question. Said in the chats. Also, think I found you through MultiGP. Yeah. That's it. That's I like to race. I'm just not. I'm just not real good at it. So I don't know if you saw. Is it all right if I call you Amanda?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. I don't know if you saw, but when my channel is growing also, and when the channel gets to 1,000 subs, we're going to give away this brand new unsealed Mobula 6 Hdzero. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I thought I saw in one of your videos that you had the module on your goggles, right?
Yeah, so I have I have a Sharkbite VRX, but a few days ago I got these.
Oh.
Yes.
You are so lucky.
Speaking of those, I delved off into the realm of blasphemy today. This is the Hdzero goggles with the fart snail.
Gosh.
I mean, did I get that wrong? Woke snail.
Walk snail.
Walk snail. Thank you. Yes. I put it on there, and
wow.
I was impressed with the image. I must tell you, I was very impressed with the image. I've had these. This quad was sent to me at a greatly discounted price. This is the Mobula 7 walk snail, and it flies like a pig. You can really tell the 9 grams difference between it and the.
It feels heavy.
That's awesome. That's
but
awesome.
I have this also. This Joshua Bardwell did the link to all of these. This is the Flywoo baby nano something.
Those are awesome. They're
Now,
awesome.
This little thing rips.
Yeah, I bet.
But me not knowing walk snail, I get about 15-20 foot from me with the stock antennas. Now this is dipole, so I'm kind of understanding why the left hand circular polarized screws up with it. But this has got the left hand on it, and it gets about 10 foot from me, and I get lines, not digital breakup, lines like it's bad. But anyway,
yeah,
we're here to talk to Amanda. We'll talk about racing.
Yeah.
So y'all gonna have to keep me away from the squirrels.
I'm a crazy rabbit squirrel. I want my cookies!
Because
he said.
it's just that y'all be talking to me 1 minute, and the next minute I'll just be like,
I wasn't talking to you, Deeds. I was talking to that squirrel over there.
Oh.
so enough of my stupid humor. Tell us about the one we played the video of you celebrating your birthday at, was it IO or is that Champs?
Champs.
It was Champs. Okay. And did we hear right that you made it into your bracket, made it in the top 16?
Yeah, so the way they did it was they had top 40 and then they had next 40 lower 12 and next 40 top 16. And so I started in the next 40 lower 12. So the top 4 from that group got to move into the next 40 top 16. So I started in that bracket and made it into the top 16 and then won a race or two there.
Wow. That's amazing.
That's impressive.
Yes.
It's impressive.
That is crazy.
I used to be on DRL quite a bit, and forgive me, guys, in the chat. Let me real quick.
Yeah.
This is not a squirrel, but we've got Marcel, Off Grid, AA. We got Infinity Loops.
Welcome, everyone.
Heads is on here.
Hey,
Off Grid, everything.
I was watching Infinity Loops earlier today.
Yeah. He's doing a lot with the HD. He actually flew Velocidrone with the Hdzero goggles on. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, he normally streams right after I do. So about the time you see 8-bit drop out, he's probably going over to be with with Infinity Loops, and but you got to pick a day. If you're going to stream, you got to pick a day, and the way the hobby seems to be growing, and you are going to step on somebody's toes. So back to Miss Amanda PiFly. So what was that? Was that your 18th birthday?
Yes.
18th birthday at Champs.
It was
and
so
made
crazy.
the top 16. Wow.
So I finished 48th overall, like 8th in that bracket.
48th overall at Champs.
Yes.
Wow. Mad props to you.
That's amazing.
That's wow.
Teach us, please.
Well, I'll say that I was on the Facebook and earlier today, and I saw a post that somebody put that PiFly had amongst other people had answered, and the question was, how do you get so fast? And most everybody's answer was just a quick boop. Simulator.
Yep.
Wear the simulator out. But one of the things that I noticed, and Amanda and a few others said it, that it's not just the simulator. You've got to fly in real life to get it to translate over.
Mm-hmm.
You can learn the field and all of that in the simulator, but you still got to fly in real life to get the feel for it. But something happened between when she first got on and I was racing with her in DRL, and like a year later, she's like ripping courses. Was it your first ever actual flight at a race with a 5-inch?
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Okay, so 2019 Christmas, I got the parts and the tools. Never done anything really like this before. I didn't know how to solder. My dad taught me how to solder actually so that I could build that quad. And so it takes me a month. I build this quad. It's finally done. Okay, now I gotta set it up in beta flight. That took another month. And I couldn't get it to bind no matter what I did.
Really?
Eventually we realized that I had soldered one of the wires incorrectly because the wires in the harness were not the traditional colors. So after we fixed that, loaded everything up in beta flight. It's a few days before this race.
Beta flight, I
finally get this thing to take off for the first time. I didn't have video yet. It took off. We got it to take off. And then I ended up messaging a guy I had met at the race that I had gone to last time, because I was attending races before I flew, because I was really interested in it. And so I messaged him, and he was like, "Yeah, you need this VTX table. Upload this to Betaflight."
Yeah.
So I did, and then I got video. It's the day before the race at this point, and I was like, "Okay, I'm ready. I'm actually gonna fly in this race. It'll be great." I didn't want to break the quad because at that point, obviously, I hadn't flown yet, so I didn't want to fly in my backyard because I'm like, that's too small to fly in. So I was like, okay, we know it flies because I flew it line of sight to the top of the neighbor's tree. When I was so basically, like, the first time I ever take off with this thing, it's like hovering, it's like going a little bit away from me. And I didn't know how rates would translate into real life at all. I'd never flown line of sight, obviously.
Oh, wow.
And so I was like, I'm gonna correct it a little bit. I move the stick. This thing comes flying at my face. I panic, full throttle. It goes way out there, as fast as I had ever seen anything move before. Hits the top of the neighbor's tree. I finally realized I could hit the disarm switch, and it like tumbles back into our yard. Half the props are missing. So we were like, oh, it works.
It worked. Victory.
So then I
no
got
magic
the video
smoke.
working. I was like, I am not flying this thing until I'm at a field.
Wow. That really makes me comfortable with coming to my first race then.
So
I've had years of practice.
Were your hands so shaky you could hardly fly?
No, actually, it wasn't bad because I had, at that point, 68 hours of flight time in DRL sim.
Oh,
so
wow.
I showed up to the race. I had set up all my gear. I had asked for help changing my video channel, and I was finally ready to go. Like, this is it. This is the moment I've been working for 7 months, from when I decided that drone racing is what I wanted to do with my life to when I get my first FPV flight. It was a period of 7 months, and I was finally walking out, about to do it, and I was just like, it was open practice. One of the guys asked me, "Are you going to go up this round?" And I was like, "I've never flown FPV before." and then somebody else said, "No better time to learn," and I was just like, phew. So I take my quad, I walk out to the line, I plug everything in. My dad's standing next to the line, and I'm just like, yeah, I might want to step back a little bit. And I walked back because it was cold, so we were flying from inside a small building. And so everyone said, just fly over the track the first time. So the track's being explained to me as I'm flying over it, and I'm realizing that the quad is actually doing what I'm expecting it to do, and that I can actually fly. So even though everyone said, go for another lap over the track, I decided that I'm going to fly a lap. And I crashed on the start-finish gate. I was a bit nervous, but I'm really excited. Grab another pack, go up again, and do 2 full laps.
Wow. That's great.
And the
That's
thing
amazing.
that I remember is
That's pretty awesome.
I'm so happy that I had just done
amazing.
2 laps. And I go up to my dad, I'm super excited, and he just goes, "So who'd you ask to fly your quad for you?"
Oh,
That I let somebody else fly it to test it out and make sure it works all right.
That's terrible.
So he didn't even, he was like, computer programs, there's no way a simulator can teach you how to fly. There's no way you'll be able to do this. So he just flat out didn't believe that I had just flown the 2 laps.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I flew the quad.
Yeah. Now, double A.
We're impressed that I could just fly. And they're like, you've really
Yeah.
never flown before.
Yeah, oh yes you have. It's amazing. Once you're in the air in a simulator, the physics are very close to real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Double A in the chat. He's asking if you remember where you signed the bullhorn.
I wonder if she remembers where she signed it.
I don't remember.
And maybe you know this. Did Susan have anything to do with it, Amanda?
With what specifically?
Probably the signing of the bullhorn.
And
I don't know. I don't even know who Susan is, but
that's
obviously.
what I was going to ask. Who's Susan?
Yeah. So evidently he's more on the know than we are. We just need to let Double A click the link in the chat up there,
Come
and you
on
can
up
join
here and join us.
join us. double A, and you can join the audio wise and all. Anybody there can click the link and join. If you get vulgar or anything, we'll let you go because we're
Cut you
not
off.
going to do that.
Nope.
But
we don't play those games.
So your very first time you flew, you crashed going in. I understand you crashed going into the start finish gate, and then you complete 2 laps.
Yeah, my second pack, I completed 2 full laps. That was my second pack ever.
That is awesome.
So there were 11 people at the race that day. I came in 6th.
At your first race, wow!
Yeah,
Now
my first race, my first time ever flying, got 6th.
I'm playing more simulators.
Now, the first race I ever went to, and forgive me, guys, on the chat, it's going by quick and
hard to keep up with.
By the strap buckle.
They said there isn't a join link, is what he's saying.
It should be at the top of the YouTube chat.
Yeah. Let me see if I can paste it again. There we go.
He said something. Double A said something. You're on the bullhorn and wondered if you remembered signing it. Somebody named Susan was there, and that you signed it by the strap buckle. I have a feeling there was so much emotion going on at that race.
This is somebody that you knew. This is somebody that was like, hey, and they're one of your fans, obviously.
Yeah. So good news, you've got fans.
Yes, that's what we're getting from this. Is this maybe a fan? If
not everyone could. That's right, Marcel. So I posted it again.
Right.
So yeah, all right. Yeah. Now let me ask you a couple more questions. I generally ask these questions, and so props in or props out?
Props out.
Props out.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. FR Sky or
ELRS.
ELRS.
That's if you have to choose between the two.
Wi-Fi, ELRS.
I have used FR Sky and I've never used ELRS, so I have to say FR
What?
Sky just because it's what I know how to use.
You ain't used ELRS? It is amazing.
I use Ghost.
You know what?
Yeah,
ELRS
Ghost.
allows you to Wi-Fi configure your drone and everything.
But so does Ghost.
But I have but it has the screen on the back of the module. It's great.
That's better.
Yeah, she's on
It's
Ghost,
not better,
and
but
it's
it's
the
just
same
as
way.
good. Yep.
See, maybe I should add another. I'm thinking about adding Crossfire and Ghost, and especially when I have a racer on. That wasn't a very fair question.
That was
so.
right.
Because
Ghost is ELRS uses Ghost protocol, so yeah, it's the same
Ghost
technology.
is pretty great.
Yeah. Well, ELRS uses Crossfire protocol.
Crossfire. Yeah. Thank you for correcting me on that. And ELRS, you can get up to F1000 as soon as the pull rate is able to do 1000. But right now we're able to get 500 hertz. I don't think you can get that with anything else, can you?
I think that's right, at least right now.
Yeah, but soon I know that everything's advancing so quickly that y'all will have Ghost will probably be up to 500 hertz before we know it. Who knows? Maybe there'll be LRS has done broke the 1000 hertz range. So as soon as
I'm writing this down. This is good stuff.
You better be, because as soon as our transmitters are able to pull 1000 hertz, then ELRS is fully capable of it already, and not just 1000. It's at F1000. That's even at a higher pull rate. F500 and F1000 sends your packet like 4 times instead of twice. It's amazing. It's amazing. It shortens the range, but increases the pocket, less pocket loss.
This is heavy duty.
Less packet loss is what I was trying to say.
Packet rate, yeah.
I'm just like when I set this thing.
It's
right here
amazing
up
for
because
racing.
It was
It's
totally
absolutely
different.
amazing.
I was just like,
It worked.
Yeah, I was too.
That's me. That's me. If it, I still, Amanda, I still have quads that, of course I'm an airplane guy too. I still have quads and stuff that are on 3.5.7. So
I can't believe that, because on the new beta flight 4.4, if you got ELRS, as soon as you plug up and just let it go into Wi-Fi mode, beta flight automatically detects it on your computer. You just boom, automatically detects it, and you ain't got to plug up no cords or nothing.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
He's clearly a Betaflight fanboy.
And
But anyway.
I can change all of my PIDs, all of my everything that's in Betaflight is right here on this screen using Betaflight's Lewis script. It's amazing. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
I had Lewis script set up on my old radio.
Oh, I love it. You can change the PIDs, the filters, everything. Your profiles, your rate profiles. You can even customize all of it with it. It's the same thing as doing it on the phone app, except better.
Crossfire for the win.
You can even
Double A
change
says.
Yep. Crossfire. Yep.
Now, have you ever raced? Scott, your mic's pretty hot, bro. I mean, maybe you can bring it down just a little bit. Pull it away from your mouth. Yeah, go ahead. I didn't mean to step on you. Have you ever been at a race with a lot of people with Crossfire, Amanda, and see them fail safe?
No.
Yeah, the last race that I was at, there was 2 or 3 people that had Crossfire, and it will. If you especially if they're running like real high whatever hertz or whatever it is, and they're too close together.
Yeah,
I've actually seen Crossfire just fail safe 30-40 yards from the person.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and at least for this, you can pull 500 hertz and not have to ever worry about that. Even with the daggum ELRS light receivers that go in the smaller quads like this. So if you've got antennas and you got an ELRS, oh my gosh, you've got range for miles, even on 500 hertz.
Are you trying to tell us that that's good?
That is amazing.
Amazing. I wish you'd have said that earlier. It was amazing. I'd have known that. So let's move along. Standalone RX had issues, but seeing the tones.
Are you reading Off Grid Everything's
Yes.
comment?
I'm trying.
That's about the best point made in this conversation right now. Is the standalone receivers are a little easier to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
It's the SPI ones that come in the whoops and the all-in-one flight controllers that, as
Our
far as
issue.
the LRS goes, that people have a nightmare with.
Yes.
I love whoops.
It's like it doesn't integrate with the circuitry
Whoops
correct
is
yet.
I love whoops.
Yes. But if I love ELRS too. It's so easy once you know how to do it.
I mean,
it's easy to update them. It's easy to bind them. It's easy to set them up.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like this. It's so easy.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I'm fine.
Oh. Yeah, because that's how I was about halfway through it until I finally got it.
So let me get back to the comments here. So I was in the middle of asking the question, Squirrel. I'm not gonna cut to it. I'm gonna resist.
Do it.
So she's Ghost. If I would have thrown Ghost in there, you'd have been definitely Ghost, right?
Yeah.
You ever fly a Red Pine?
No.
Okay. Now Zotek was on here last week when I asked him that question. He said FR Sky because he flies Red Pine and it works great for whoop races and all of that. I know that Evan, last time that I flew with Evan, he was flying Ghost and Evan Turner. And if Evan Turner's flying it, can you really say that anything bad about it? I mean, somebody that can go 9.7 million miles an hour in a quad, you know, so that's
my favorite thing about it is that I can change all the stuff from the back of the module. It's so nice at races, like when I'm at IO, and I can just sign up on any channel and just all I have to do is click a few buttons on the back of the module and I'm on a new video channel. It's the easiest thing ever.
my first race ever was locally. It was some guy and I don't know if they were from Emacs USA or what, but they had a race out at the local park, and it was the OG Tiny Hawk. You remember the white one that had the kind of the all-in-one VTX on it. It was that's all that could race in it. No, it wasn't that one. I've got it hanging on the wall over here. It's the one that the camera sticks up on it.
Yeah, this is the newer one.
They actually used the motors on the old one on the on that baby ape thing. And I was there at that race. And
I remember now what you're talking about.
The first race that I was ever in, I got third place because the guy, there was only like 6 of us, and one guy's quad messed up and couldn't finish, and another guy that was actually third, he was cheating. He didn't have something stock, and so that automatically gave me third place, and I won $500 on the very first race that I ever got. Third place, $500, and the only part George was with me. He can probably remember that. He's probably in the chat, and but that was just, and it was horrible. If you go way back on my channel, you can see me practicing for the race, and I'm flying around the soccer gates that you cut the net out of. I was flying around that, and I'm like, I mean, a toddler could run through the yard faster than what I was racing. But my goal, and it still is to finish the race. You know, I've actually officially beat people that are a lot faster than me by simply finishing.
Yeah,
that's right. If any, like Manny himself, like last year on DRL, you know, he was by no means the fastest guy, but he finished. And
nice guys finished last.
but they finished.
But we finished. Right.
That's right. Amanda, what's your step for FPV? Are you going to still race? What about the whoops?
Definitely going to continue racing.
Yeah.
I am currently working on my fleet for the 2023 season. The parts are on their way, so that's exciting. And
that is.
I don't really fly whoops. I've got a few.
You just hurt somebody's feelings.
You did at Christmas.
I use whoops for STEM demonstrations, and that's about it.
Okay. Didn't you get one for Christmas?
I've gotten.
You put a video up around Christmas time, didn't you?
Over the course of my FPV journey, but I tend to just.
Oh no!
I don't know. I'm not very good at flying them, and I much prefer 5-inch racing.
Yeah. My escapades with 5-inch racing. The first multi-GP race I went to, I flew the Diatone Rabbit 3-inch, the 349.
Wow!
And I was just concentrating on finishing. I mean, for the first 30 minutes that I'm flying, I'm like, Phil Blaster was standing over my shoulder, and he's like, no, you got to go. Okay, yeah, go through that one. And because I'm 40-something years old and recovering from a traumatic brain injury, and I'm just getting it down. And so but finally get the course down where I know where I'm going. And then that's the finals for my heat.
Yeah.
And there's 5 of us in that finals. And the very first race, I get the ace. And these are against all the others are 5-inch, 4S and 6S. There was one guy, I won't say his name, but it was really weird the way that the tracking announcer said his name. It was kind of funny, but he'd come by me just flying. Just, wow, I'd just see him go by me. And then I'd be just like, with my walker, and then I'd see him on the ground trying to turtle, and I just passed him right by, and it's like, Phatpastor, first place. And I was like, oh, and I got first, and I got second twice. So I was the ace, and then I lost the ace, and then I got a second, and I second twice, and then the guy that got first again on the second one, he blew a motor and couldn't finish. And then there was 2 more. I got third, and the guy that was getting angry, who had the 6S and 5-inch, who was starting to get mad, he ended up taking it. And I was like, how in the world did I get second place? and I can remember the guys that were from Soki. Now I'm the whatever, according to MultiGP, the owner or whatever, which I know there's presidents and stuff that's different. But all those guys were so nice. They were like, you won the slowest heat. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. So it's like I was in the geriatric heat, but I won it. I got second when I got second. So that sparked a bug in me, and it kind of made some of them mad, because here I am in this 3-inch binding fly. It's just a diatone 349, and here I am with my Dominator V3s, and I've got my head tucked down because I was, back in the day when you're first flying, you got it. So I went from that. I told myself, well, stop that, and then I went for a few years where I do this.
I still fly like this.
Yeah.
Do you?
I will fly like this.
You fell off of a rock one time because of your doing that, didn't you? When you're standing on a rock trying to fly around your. See, I watch your video.
Gotta be careful.
That was not a good night. So first I broke my whoop trying to fly around on the playground things. I broke the balance lead off.
Oh.
And I knew that I had to fix it relatively quickly because I had a demonstration coming up in like a week or two after that, I think.
Right.
And it was so.
And you're active in STEM. That's what you're talking about with the.
Yeah. So actually,
That's awesome. I've been wondering about STEM and what it is.
And I just gave them out to like everybody.
Hey, I need one of those.
Let me
That's
make,
awesome.
Let me make her big so we all can see that good. There you go. Pull it back just a little bit. All right. There you go. All right. Whoops. So you go around to schools and stuff?
Yeah.
So are you in that? This is all in that vein. Are you planning to make a career out of FPV? Is that your hopes?
Yeah, I would really like to do that because over the summer I got my remote pilot's license.
Oh, part 107.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you go start doing like.
Yeah, I'm building a sim
everything
right now.
Right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Get you a little Mavic and do real estate stuff and whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
cool.
I would love to do.
Well, now,
yeah, that would be awesome.
I'll tell you, for the past couple of years, there's been a certain fat fella likes to wear tiny whoop shirts that has been, every time that he will listen to me, has been talking to Tony Niddle. And Tony, you know who I'm talking about, telling them that DRL needs a PiFly.
Yes.
DRL needs a PiFly.
Big time.
I know that you had shared with me that might happen, but you feel like you need to be faster.
Yeah, I think, so a conversation at like 2021 International Open, and basically to summarize, it was DRLs would like to have me on the show eventually if I could prove that I would be competitive.
What?
So basically, when I get to the level that the DRL pilots are at, then they would think about having me on the show.
Now I've nothing against Manny himself. I really like him. I've not met him personally. I've raced with him quite a few times on DRL. Very class act, nice guy. But from what I see from your videos and stuff,
you're ready.
You're faster than he is.
You're more than ready.
This year was that was my
amazing.
question. Why this year was there not a 13th Algoron or whatever it's called pilot named PiFly?
Yeah.
I mean, come
exactly.
on. You're talking about inspiring little girls all over the country.
I should be the T-Mobile 14th pilot so that I can have a pink jersey.
Okay. Right.
That's awesome.
Right. That works.
It
but
does.
Yeah, I mean, and if any of you guys watching know Tony or any of the guys there at DRL, just tell them, say, listen, you need a PiFly that on there.
I think they're afraid that she's going to beat them is why they're not letting her on there.
Well, I'm also building a Street League quad, so hopefully once I get some practice in with that, they'll be looking at me more seriously.
Right. The last outdoor race that I was at, I was there with Nub, Blake Sams. He lives in Tennessee, not too far from where he used to work at the hobby shop where I would go to all the time. And he brought his Racer 4. Mm-hmm. And
did you get to fly it?
No, I didn't. I didn't ask to. I'll show you what I did fly right along with it. And he about killed it.
Oh yeah, I love
it's my tiny trainer. So, but yeah, he literally this one wasn't the one. It was my Hdzero. We had a midair, and it knocked me crazy. And I was like, I think you just midair me. He's like, what? It's like, well, you hit a gnat, but he's very fast and Growl's he was there. He's one of the pilots that was, and I think he was a drone chaser at last year's. And he went from,
I want to do that
from that previous year when we raced, that him and I were about the same. He got on and just flat grinded on the sims. Velocidrone. I mean, I think he said to where he had calluses. I think one of his videos, he showed calluses on his thumbs. And the next race we went to, we set up the global qualifier for last year.
Yep.
And he was one of those that was getting one lap in the time that I got 3. Or no, he got 3 laps in the time that I got 1. Does it? Yeah. Dyslexic being easy, you know?
Nope.
So
never.
Yeah. Let's see here. Let's see what the chat's got to say.
Yeah, I was looking down at them, and glad you've seen that.
Yeah. See, I think that's the thing that I think DRL has. Well, I actually know someone from DRL. They did not care for the comment that I made on the last live. I just went on. I'm like, I don't like the sim versions of it. Let's get back into real racing with it.
Yeah.
And I know that they use the simulator to pick the next year's pilot and all that kind of stuff. But you know, I think it's such a platform to reach out to our hobby. And if we had someone like Amanda in the hobby, and we'll get to a little bit about where PiFly come from here in just a little bit. You know, and she's actually, guys, she's a Part 107 licensed young lady, 18 years old, racer, wants to make a career out of this. If you haven't already subscribed to her, I want you to hear me. Do it. Go subscribe to her. Support her. Or I'm going to come to your house and eat all the cookies out of your pantry.
Yep, and I'm going to help.
I would do it. So, yes. Marcel says he's playing some Tiny Whoop Go tonight on his channel just in a few hours. Yeah, Marcel, in about an hour, I guess it is. He'll be doing a stream. Post your link there, if you will, Marcel, in the chat. And
PiFly too.
Yeah, I might join on there and give him somebody to pass, because I'm not fast. But so we also watched. Not only did we watch the video of your birthday at Champs, but we watched your most recent video. Was it 400 digits of pi that you recited? Wow. Now, are you naturally good with numbers, or was this just something that come up from school, or what?
So, I'm a numbers person. I'm really good at math. When I was in elementary school, I did competitive 24. For those of you that don't know, 24 is a card game where you have 4 numbers on a card, and you have to use the 4 operations to make the number 24 out of those 4 numbers. And you have to use all of the... Here, actually, I got some right over here.
Oh, no.
So...
She's going to learn us something today. Unlike Bardwell, she's about to learn us something, fellas.
Yeah.
Basically, 24 cards. They look like this. They've got 4 numbers on them. And you have to make 10 with them.
That's
10. Well, that's
awesome.
easy. It's on the bottom.
24. Sorry.
24?
Yeah, you gotta make 24 with them.
Oh. By putting them up against each other?
So, here, wait, actually, this is the... So...
Okay, so you'd put like a 2 by the 22, right?
Well, you have to use all 4 numbers. That's the tricky part.
All 4 numbers to make...
Yes.
Yeah, see, girl, I'm already lost. That,
So,
yeah, that adds up to... So,
hold on, I'm trying to...
That's awesome.
oh, so in the box in the center, you will put some kind of equation to make it that way,
So
right?
no, how it works is this is a competitive math game. So this card will be lying on the table. In an official tournament, you will have 15 seconds to solve it, and when you get the answer, you tap the square with 2 fingers. And that's how you get. And you
The
get
goal is to
permission
write
answer.
an equation with those 4 numbers, and the equation on the other side of the equal sign
Let me see if I can find.
equals 24.
Find one that 5th graders could understand.
Know currently what my single-digit pack is.
She's like, Pastor, I don't have one that old.
Well, so I have 2 packs of these cards. One has double-digit numbers, and one only has single-digit numbers. And I tended to practice the single digits more than the double digits.
Okay.
So, let me think about this.
We will think with you.
Yeah, there we go.
Let me see if I can find an easier one.
There's some people in the chat that seems to know about it.
Yeah. So you can add. It's add, subtract, multiply, and divide. You can do it in any order. You have to use all the numbers.
Princess fun.
Yeah. Okay.
2 times 22 divided by 2 plus
20. Yeah.
Okay. So you took those numbers and you turned it into a.
We have some smart people watching us. Didn't even know.
Yeah. Don't forget to carry the 1.
So the way it works in tournaments, though, is you have to say your last step first to prove that you're not solving it as you're speaking the solution.
That is
so
awesome.
it's kind of like Jeopardy, right?
Kind of. So, if I had the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 per se, I would slam my fingers down the card and say 12 times 2 equals 24, and then I would start from the beginning. I'd go 3 times 4 is 12. 1 times 2 is 2, 12 times 2 is 24. And then that would count as a solution. And then in the corner, there's a number of dots, and that's how many points the card is worth. So there's 1, 2, and 3 dot cards.
Wow.
See, guys.
That is awesome.
I did that competitively 3rd through 5th grade. So I placed all 3 years. So 3rd grade, I got 2nd. 4th grade, I got 3rd, and 5th grade, I actually won. The award is hanging on my wall above me.
That's awesome.
And then in 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade, I did math league. So it's Intermediate Math League of Eastern Massachusetts. We had a teacher who brought it from Massachusetts to Pennsylvania. So basically, we're Intermediate Math League of Eastern Massachusetts, Pennsylvania Division.
Wow,
so
awesome.
We use the same problems that they put out for those and in our competitions. And for that, there's 5 different categories. Mystery, which can be anything. Geometry, number theory, algebra, and arithmetic.
That is awesome.
So you compete in 3 of the 5 categories. And you get 10 minutes for 3 problems. And each problem is worth 2 points. So a perfect score is 18 points, I think. Yeah, 18 points. So my 8th grade year, I only got 1 problem wrong the entire season.
Oh wow, that is amazing.
Wow, that is good.
Are you a coder, Amanda? Double A on there asks.
No, I don't code. I have tried to learn several times. Both my parents do coding stuff, and I tried to learn. Never really seemed to get it. And then there was one time I found a 4-hour comprehensive class for coding, and I was about 50 minutes in, starting to actually get it, and I was like, I don't enjoy this.
It's not very enjoyable.
I finally did it, but I don't like it.
Daddy, it ain't drone racing.
No.
Yeah.
It ain't drone racing.
Right. Right.
There you go.
Yeah, I've always been a numbers person. Math just makes sense to me. I love it because it's logical. There's definite answers that you can prove.
Absolutely.
And subjects like English, your answer's right if you can explain why you're right.
Yeah.
And I don't do well at that. I like the being math definitely right or definitely wrong.
That's and I'm a big joker, as y'all can tell, but I agree with that 100%. 2 + 2 is 4. You mean you can prove it?
Yeah.
But and I tell my wife, my wife, I went to school for civil engineering and computer aided drafting and what was then called GIS. I was with one of the companies that made the first base maps for what y'all know today is Google Earth. And I did that back before I went into ministry. Now I'm a full-time, but I'm a numbers guy. And old MS-DOS and Windows NT, batch macros was the stuff that I used to do. But I tell my wife all the time, my wife and my daughter, when my daughter was in 2nd grade, I kid you not, she was spell checking my sermons. She was spell checking my sermons. I kid you not. She's like, Daddy, this sermon is one run-on sentence. But
you just said a bunch of words nobody younger than us understands. I could hear faces go blank when you said MS-DOS.
MS-DOS, Windows MP, batch macros. Yeah, that was, of course, because I'm going to be 49 here in just a few months. But I tell my wife, I was like, it wasn't a math guy did not come up with English, because there would be no I before E except after C. It would just be I before E. That's the rule. Don't break it. That's it. And that's that. But then, when you go to college, I got into Boolean algebra and stuff like that, and physics and all kinds of stuff. And you find out that 2 + 2 is not always 4 when you're dealing with quantum mess, but that's not reality. That's just, we know 2 apples plus 2 apples is 4 apples. Come on. And so
until I eat one.
Until you eat one, that's right. Or like me, until you eat them all. But let me say this, why I'm saying this, Amanda, what were you, 15 years old, maybe 14, 15 years old when you come on the Discord years ago?
So I was 14. It was August of 2019.
August of 2014 years old.
I was 2 months away from turning 15.
Right. She come onto a Discord at that time we called it the Lost Squad, because a bunch of us old guys got together in Wingo, Kentucky. And one of the guys that set up the Discord, we were, I don't mind telling it now, we were all friends on Drone Camp's Discord and patrons of Drone Camps. And that went south real quick for reasons that I'm not going to get into. A lot of people may know, but that didn't end well. So we all met up. We were supposed to have an East Coast meetup that he was supposed to be there, and all of that stuff fell through. But we met up anyway. And one of the guys that was techie, he said, well, I'll make our own Discord. And at that 2 days that we was there, I think he lost 3 quads. He had a 10-inch just fly away, just gone. There was real tall pine trees in the house. You can go back and watch some of my old videos called Wingo, and you'll see us all there. And there's some real tall pine trees, and he was flying at line of sight up above those, way like 80, 90 foot up above, 100 foot up in the air. And he's just like, did y'all see where that went? I'm like, No, there's like 20-acre cornfield behind us. So we're all out there in the hot sun going through the cornfield looking for his quad. And then there was a diatone rabbit that was lost, and I believe a 5-inch. I didn't lose any quads that day, but that's how the name Lost Quad existed. And here we are, just a bunch of old men. Half of the people that were there were grandpas, and already. And then Amanda comes on, and she's just like, I'm just so excited you guys accepted me. And Phatpastor, I played DRL with you. And I'm like, yeah, and you beat me. and I just thought it was cool. And ever since then, I subscribed to her channel. I just don't tell people to do things that I don't do. And the first time, remember, you looked very much 14 in the first video I saw, where you're sitting there, and I guess it's in a gymnasium, and you're doing the pie. Your hair's long, and you're doing pie.
Actually, so I competed in YDSC for a season. So on one of the tracks, I guess I did like pie reciting it to like 200 digits one of the nights after one of the races on the live stream, and one of the guys running it had said, nobody will ever top that. And I was like, I will top it on Pi Day. Oh. So I made a video. My friend spent an hour helping me set up OBS for it. Right. And I decided to fly that track while reciting 300 digits of pi. Right. And that's how the Pi Day series was born.
Now do you, from somebody that, when I was good at math, but when it come to that, and I was skinny back then. I was very skinny. I was like, you eat pie, you know? So I was never, I think I got like 3-4 digits past the decimal point. I could probably do 2. What's it? 3.14, is that right?
Yeah.
3.145?
1.5.
7. 1.5. 3.14. Okay. Anyway, I got, but that was 40 years ago. About. And, but seeing you do that, do you have to memorize that, or do the numbers just come to you? I'm sure you're a visual thinker, right?
I'll tell the story of how I decided to memorize pi in the first place, and then I'll get to how I do it. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay, so when I was in 3rd grade, I decided that I wanted to memorize something impressive. And I was just like, what could I memorize? And my dad suggested 50 digits pi. And I was like, there's no way I could do that. And so I kind of forgot about the idea. Then when I was in 5th grade, it was November, our teacher announced a pie reciting contest for Pi Day in March. And so I was just thinking, well, I'm going to go memorize those 50 digits of pi. I came in the next day and I knew 50 digits of pi. I just sat there and stared at the paper, and I enjoyed doing it. It was just really fun to have memorized 50 digits of pi. So the next year in 6th grade, I was like, 50, that's okay, but I could do more. 60, next week 70, 80, 90, made it to 100. That was pretty great. And then in 7th grade, my favorite teacher announced that she was hosting a pie reciting contest on Pi Day. So I was just thinking, okay, I'm going to memorize 200 digits of pi. It's going to be pretty great. And then I heard that somebody else was planning on memorizing 200 digits. And I was like, oh no, okay, I got to memorize more. So I memorized 226. So for the contest, I made 226 digits. And then that day I memorized 5 more digits. And at the end of the day, me competing in the contest, I said, next year I will recite 500 digits for Pi Day.
Oh, wow.
And then I wasn't intending to actually do it at the time, but then, Pi Day is almost there, my 8th grade year, and I'm just thinking, I have to do it now. I said I was going to do it. I was going to do it. So now I'm just like, okay, I have to memorize 500 digits of pi.
So you were like Bardwell with the hot wings, right? Yeah. You was like, I can't do it. I got it. I said I'm gonna
do it. So funny too, because it was like
no drink.
100, and I was like, okay, I've got 200-ish more to go. Okay, memorize another 165. I get to school that morning. I only know 465, so I'm like, I just gotta memorize 35 more. I can do this. So I did a run right at the end of school, mixed up 2 digits, so it was invalid. That night, I successfully recited all 500 digits, and there were a lot of people there to witness it. So
that's
video
amazing.
evidence, unfortunately, but I did accurately recite 500 digits of pi when I was 14.
Oh my gosh!
Now, see, guys, why I say
most
that we
amazing thing.
need more PiFlies in the hobby is it's people like this young lady that's going to get Express LRS where it's push button, just on the back of the quad like her Ghost. You know, it's going to get a flight, going to get beta flight that can actually really return to home. You know, instead of return to your face. And so we need to. I agree with Double A here that she is amazing.
Yes.
So
120% amazing. Oh wow.
So I have one of these papers which I work on through Google Drive, and I just break it up into these chunks, and then I remember it with various methods to tie it together. So like the first one is 3.1415. So I have 3 and then a 1, then a 4, then a 1, then a 5. So it's 3, 4, 5. And then I know it's the 4 and the 5, so after that 4 plus 5 is 9. So the next number is a 9. And then I have 2, 6, and then 6, 5. So then it's 5, 3, 5. Right. And then 3 plus 5 is 8. So then 8, 9, 7, 9. So I memorize all these chunks, and then I have little things that make me remember what the next chunk is.
That's amazing.
Chunk of pie.
Chunk of pie. Now I want to eat some pie.
She eats 500 digits of pie, one chunk at a time. That's great.
So,
how do you eat an elephant, right?
One chunk at a time.
One chunk at a time, yes.
And so it's easier for me to memorize a lot because I'm memorizing the chunks, not the individual digits. So there's just
my oldest
things for how I remember which chunk comes next. But like there's a section here where it's 899, 862, 803. I know that they all start with 8, and each chunk is smaller than the previous one. So the first one's 899, it's an 8 followed by 2 9s, then 8 and 62, and 62 add up to 8. And then 803. And then the other one ended in 2, and that one ends in 3.
Oh my gosh.
So there's all these little connections that I'm making as I'm looking at these chunks to remember which ones go where. So once I've memorized the pi digits, I practice speed reciting them. So I'll be looking at, so I do 2 kinds of reciting.
Yeah.
So sometimes when I practice, because this was a skill I actually had to practice quite a bit. Is I'll recite without the paper and just try to remember the digits. But then once I'm good at that, I will recite with the paper to do speed reciting.
You should be famous.
Is it's calculated. I know when I'm going to breathe to recite pi as fast as I can. And once I've successfully speed recited it enough, I memorize the speech pattern, not the individual digits. So the hardest part of pi reciting, like in my videos, is when I switch from speed reciting to from memory reciting.
Okay. So it's kind of like a song, and then you got to switch from the song to a memory.
So
exactly.
I'm not focused on what I'm saying at all. And then at some point, I need to engage my brain, figure out where in pi I am, and then when I get to the end of that, be ready to start reciting digits from memory as fast as I can.
While continuing to hit gates.
Yes.
That is amazing.
That video was so hard to film because if I crashed, restart the video. Like.
Oh yeah.
So it was a one take.
Pi. Well, the problem was I only charged 6 packs, so I only got 6 tries.
Wow.
I was so and the thing was, I couldn't recite fast enough to do it on a partial battery.
Oh,
so I really only got 6 tries. So if I crashed, the run was bad. If I screwed up reciting pi, the run was bad. If I paused too long while reciting pi, the run was bad. And if my battery died, the run was bad. There was one, I was so mad. It was such a good run. Like 10 digits from the end, I screwed up. I said the wrong digit. 10 digits from the end.
Oh my god.
So I used the next best run, which
So that make you just want to crash your quad into the ground.
It wasn't perfect.
It'd make you just want to crash your quad. Just pull an
I
Evan and put it in the stands.
I don't tend to like I'll just set it down and just put my glass down and be like,
"Hey, brother, good to see you."
So, the thing with speed reciting Pi is I've got it down so well that I know exactly where to breathe to recite it as fast as I can.
That's awesome.
So I know exactly how much pi. So one of my tricks is I can do 100 digits of pi in one breath. I can speed recite pi to like 200 digits. And I used to be able to recite pi to all 500 digits, but that's not something I've had enough time to maintain recently, so I can probably get to about 300 before I have to stop.
Now, pi doesn't stop, does it? Does it actually stop it?
Forever.
Yeah.
It goes on forever.
Yes.
It keeps feeding off of itself. It's amazing, actually.
Now, does it ever get to the place where it goes back and becomes the same thing again?
Nope. That's the fun of it.
Really? Never does.
Never.
A digit keeps adding on every time.
Trillions of digits.
It's the only number that does that. That's why it's special.
One number over and over
only
and
number.
over and over and over.
To show
Only equation
will
that
never
does
repeat
that.
itself.
Right.
Because I'm a bit of a nerd. I read books about the history of pi and stuff.
Hey, that's awesome.
Right. Readers are leaders.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, that's wow.
Yes.
Where it comes from, how it was calculated.
Yeah, you're looking at someone here that cared more in school about making people laugh and getting my wife, who was my high school sweetheart, to look at me. And she was my vice principal's daughter. So yeah, my father-in-law has whipped me. Yeah, when I was in the 7th grade back in the day, high school used to be from 7th grade to 12th grade.
I used to get whipped all the time.
Yeah, when I was in the 7th grade, I got in a fight, and a boy called my mother a bad name, and I got in the fight. And back in those days, they gave you an option. You could get in-school suspension for 3 days, or you could get what they call 3 licks with the pad on. I was like, man, swing away. He doesn't remember it. He doesn't remember it all. Still to this day, he's like, man, I wish I could remember that. Because, now he comes to my church and all that kind of stuff. And so he doesn't have any memory of it. But yeah, but even though I'm a numbers guy, I didn't apply myself until I got into college, and then really didn't apply too hard there either. So, let me ask you a question. I notice you have a PiFly shirt and all of that. You don't have any merch, do you?
Not for sale, no, but I have plenty of stuff that I wear. So I've got 3 PiFly jackets, a lot of PiFly shirts. I've got PiFly stickers for most of my stuff. My mom makes them.
That's awesome.
And I've got a PiFly sticker on my goggles, a PiFly sticker on my laptop, my calculator.
We need to start mass producing those.
I've got PiFly sweatpants. What other fun PiFly things do I have? I don't know, pretty much anything I own. It's PiFly.
Do you have a pink car?
Awesome.
No, but I have car magnets.
Car magnets?
That's even better.
Like car magnets. It's a giant PiFly. So any car that I take to a race, we slap them on the side. It's the PiFly mobile.
That's awesome.
Style.
Well, I'm just going to believe it as you grow and more people, you get out there and do more live streams and things. My channel is just small but there's other people on here. Heads was on here, Drone Poison, other people that's got a lot more subs than I do. You guys have her on your streams and get you like a Teespring page, Amanda, because there's going to be little girls out there that's kind of like Pop over here, whose grandsons are in the house with him there, and I think your grandson's 13.
He's 10. The oldest one is 10.
10. Yeah. And he's going to be coming to a race, and I know that there's a little girl in our, well, she's probably not watching tonight because her mother has surgery, but a little girl in our church, she likes to watch. And I'm sure that there's, as you grow and everything, there's going to be little girls that's going to want a PiFly t-shirt. You should get you just a Teespring page. I don't think it costs you anything to set it up. And you just give them your logo. And as people order, you just get a commission from the order.
Yeah.
That does sound like it could be a good idea.
And you can put it on your,
amazing.
And when you get that Teespring page set up, message me and I will put it on my stuff and have you back on here, and we'll try to, I'll order some and give some away. How about that? Hold me to it. I will order some PiFly t-shirts and give them away, because everybody on here,
I want one.
I fly with a lot of, with, I don't want to say older men, but I fly with 20s and up, and they've either got children or grandchildren, and I would, of course, my youngest is 23 and my oldest is 26. I don't have any grandchildren. Well, I have about 6 grandchildren at church. They all call me Uncle Marty, but yeah, I mean, I just think that was you need some merch. Drone Poison says he got new Drone Poison. Send Casey a link, Drone Poison. Send Casey a link, and we'll put it here in the chat. And Brent Nudley says that his grandson is able to recite 140 digits of pi. 500 is incredible, especially flying at the same time. I'm telling y'all, you will rarely hear me promote someone like I have Amanda. I just think it's amazing. I think that she has so much to offer our hobby guys, and we need more PiFlies.
Yes,
actually, that's all I said in that. And I don't know if you saw it in that thing where you were talking about that. I just said we need more PiFlies. FPV needs more PiFlies. So I think I saw the heart thing for it.
I gave a heart to that comment.
So we do, and I think that you already are a role model to young ladies in this hobby, and you're part of the Rosie Rippers, right?
Yes. So I actually helped start the Rosie Rippers.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. So there were 3 founding members: myself, Rue, and Ribbit. And our goal is to inspire women that want to start FPV but don't have women mentors, because for us getting into the hobby, that was something that we didn't have. So when I started, I attended 2 races before I competed at my first one. I was always the only girl there. And I didn't actually meet Rue until COVID happened and our local chapter hosted a simulator race on Velocidrome. And so I showed up and Rue was there, like in Discord, and we were both like, oh my gosh, another girl that races? This is the coolest thing ever. And that's when she became my mentor and really helped me grow in FPV. And
now, who is this? Ribot?
Rue.
Rue?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now she's out west, right?
She's in Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. She's near you.
We live 3 hours away, but we do get to attend races together, which is super fun, because, like, what are the odds of that?
Right.
The 2 fastest women racers in the country both live in the same state. It's great.
Yes. And see, I can envision and tell me your thoughts on this. I would like to see multi-GP and even DRL grow so much that there's an actual women's league where there's so many women in it that not that you can't compete against men and all, but I do know enough about the hobby and racing and some of the people in our hobby that it costs you and Rue and others a lot more. You have to put up with more than the average guy does, because you got every kind out there. I was at a race, and because because I was an older guy flying a 3-inch. There was a younger man. He was legitimately getting ticked off at me because his quad was, well, he said it was so much faster. That Diatone Rabbit was fast. That thing would go 115 miles an hour. But anyway, it was, me and our buddy of mine put a GPS on it. It went 115 miles an hour. But anyway, I didn't go that fast. But he was legitimately getting mad. And I know I wished it was different in this world, but imagine if I would have been a 15-year-old little girl or young lady doing it.
Yeah.
Now, he probably wouldn't have said anything, but he look at PiFly. And I know you've had, I don't want to ask you of any incidences or anything like that, but I'm sure you've had that where you've beat somebody and it shamed their poor little manhood.
I honestly, it's rare, but it's happened a few times, but I just laugh so hard. To me, it is just the funniest thing ever. And usually, even when they're upset about losing to me, they're still good-natured about it.
Right.
So I've never had anyone be, like, super duper pissed off at me because I beat them, or, like,
Right.
mad that they lost to a girl. Like, just been like, oh my gosh, I lost to a girl, like, this sucks. I'm laughing because to me it's really funny. I just kind of laugh it off. I don't know, I like proving that I can do stuff better than guys. That's just kind of a thing.
That's awesome.
Well,
That is
I could-
awesome.
I could tell that in your personality because you were like, when he said that he was doing 100 digits of pi, you was like, I've got to do 126.
26. Yes. Love it. Love it.
And that's that competition in you. That's what makes you good at what you do.
I gotta be the best. And if I'm not the best, I gotta work harder.
There is my question answered, Susan. Ah, Rue is Susan, right?
Yes.
Ah, gotcha. I didn't know her real name. Okay. Yeah. So I didn't plan on keeping you for an hour and a half. I only told you you'd only have to come on for 15, 20 minutes.
No,
You're welcome to stay. You're welcome to stay for the rest of the night and answer questions in the chat and all.
Sure.
But all right. I'm enjoying having you, but I did my detriment. I did tell her, come on, 15, 20, 30 minutes, ask a few questions, and then you can log back off. But she's fitting.
I expected it to be longer. Don't worry.
Okay.
Awesome.
Well, all right. Well, good. Yeah, you had notes. I saw that. You had flashcards and notes, so you was ready.
Yeah, that's awesome.
My paper just hangs on my wall over there.
That's awesome.
On a shelf that I have over there with just a ton of random possessions of mine.
Right.
Yeah.
I like how you hung the quad there. That took some effort. You know.
Well, actually, it's funny. So we have a ton of hooks on the ceiling here for backdrops and quads because in 2020, when we had virtual school, I had nothing better to do than hang quads from my wall and put up a background of the racing field and pretend I was at a drone race during class.
I don't understand hanging drones from your wall and putting airplanes on your wall and your ceiling. You know,
So it's fishing line and a paper clip, and then we just have a hook on the ceiling.
Fishing line of there you go.
So what I would do for class is I had 3 of them right around me, and then I took one of my dad's pictures from the racing field and I put it as my virtual background. We had a green screen up, and I'd just go to classes and pretend I was at a drone race. It was hilarious.
let me tell you what's amazing. You can see this Pitts biplane back here. What's holding that on is this. You can get this at We Bleed FPV, the Whoop tape. What's it called in the world, Casey? You had some. What's it called?
All right, this stuff is amazing. It's called alien tape. It is amazing.
But don't get the alien. Get the alien tape out. Don't get the alien.
Yeah.
Put it away. Put it away. Go to We Bleed FPV.
I used to do my builds.
We Bleed FPV and get the Whoop Gate tape.
Yeah.
And you'll be supporting Zotec. This stuff is.
It looks like this, similar to this. It's double sided, and you can wash it and reuse it. It's like
reusable Umagrip.
Yeah, you can wash it, and if you wash it, it makes it sticky again. It is amazing.
But if you leave it on the walls too long, it can pull the paint off your wall.
Yeah.
If you pull it too fast.
Yep.
So, but I use it a lot. And let me get to the chat here because there are some questions
some in there. Yep.
He said, Bobby Baggs says, I race with Mako Reactor in the local multi-GP chapter. She's pretty fast. One of my goals is to beat her.
Oh, no, you're not beating nobody.
With
She's
a
gonna beat you.
stick. No. In one day, fair and square. Yeah. That's hey, that's amazing to even make that comment that he aspires to be. Now she races for DCL, right? Mako Reactor? I think she did.
I don't pay attention to DCL. Well, okay. So at one point I was offered to be in the DCL Women's League, but I didn't want to do it because I didn't think it was fair to, okay, I was offered, so it would have been fair, but I wanted to, if I was going to compete in a league, I wanted to be good enough that I could qualify. I didn't want to be there just because I was a woman.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So
that makes sense.
There was actually people either did not understand my decision at all, or they really respected me for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
that's good.
pretty extreme either way. Anyone who heard about that, I was offered a spot on Quad Force 1, and that I turned it down because I didn't want to compete just because I was female. If I was competing, I wanted it to be because I was actually as good as the top pilots there.
I respect that. And I live in Tennessee, as you know, some people were asking that watch the stream. It's like, where's he from? Alabama? Something like that, because my southern accent. I'm actually from Tennessee. And if you know Tennessee, the Middle Tennessee multi-GP used to be it. And it and Knoxville used to be some of the biggest and best chapters in multi-GP. We had racers like Nub and Alex Campbell and Evan Turner all living within about 2.5, 3 hours of each other, and they'd come together and forget winning, forget getting first, second, or third, because these guys are just, they're really fast. And I said that to say that I was at one of those racers' house flying there, and somehow the topic, I brought it up. The topic of DCL come up, and a couple of them had been associated with it, and they were like, we never got a quarter of the money we were promised. They promised us that they paid for us to go all over the world and these other places, but as far as getting the pay that we were promised, they said we never really ended up getting it. So I don't know if that's still going on with it and all, but DRL is just better anyway. So
exactly,
DRL is just better anyway.
Yes,
and I believe PiFly is going to be on it sooner than later, because we're going to challenge her, aren't we? We're going to cheer her on and support her, and
definitely
buy those PiFly t-shirts when she makes a Teespring page, and maybe they'll have a live race around where you're at sometimes, and you can be the old fat guy with a pink PiFly shirt going, yeah. Somebody's like, he's either perv or he knows her. So
that would be a good way to continue to fund my drone habit through college.
Yeah. Yes. There you go. Get your whole sticker pack and all that kind of stuff.
I have so many stickers.
Yeah.
Great.
Just get you like an Etsy page or something, put all of it on there. And
that would be great.
Yeah. Bobby Bogg says, great stream tonight. Yeah.
Thank you all.
It's easy to have a good stream when you got good guests. So
that's right.
And
it's all
Amanda,
about the audience.
The guest is Amanda.
That's what I meant. I'm sorry. That's what I meant. I said, and it's all about the audience's comments too. Thank you for those comments.
It has been a fun
good
thing.
Comments.
Do you have any questions that any comments or anything you'd like to put out there about what's next for PiFly, you said college. Is there going to be a break while you're in college?
So my plan is to do electrical engineering at Grove City. So
really?
that's the goal.
See, I went to ITT Tech for computer electronics engineering technologies. So yeah, that's the best. You're awesome. That's the best. Where are you going to be going?
I want to go to Grove City. It's 3 days until I hear back about a scholarship. So hopefully.
Oh, you got to keep us up to date, right?
So do all of us need to like email Grove City saying
yeah.
Grove City needs more PiFlies?
Yes. That's what I was about to say. That's what I was about to say. We need some emails and stuff.
They'll probably be like, "Who's PiFly?"
Well, actually, when I went for my interview, I brought a business card with me.
Oh, you did?
In my application, I put all these drone racing things that I do. So
there you go. Hey.
You know?
That's awesome.
Hey, and you know the STEM stuff helps. Maybe now is this close to where you live now?
It's about 2 to 2.5 hours away.
Okay, all right. So it's still close enough for mom and dad to be close if you need some help and all of that, right?
Well, I think the coolest thing is because so I was selecting which colleges I was gonna apply to with various requirements, but one of the things was airspace and one of them was closed chapters. Like I had to still be able to race. So, Class G airspace. So I could fly there, and there are intramural fields. And the closest chapter is Spire in Ohio.
Well, you'll just have to make one.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have to make one.
And you've got plenty of support, trust me.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to make a college racing team.
There you go.
So that's the goal. And then compete in CDRA, and we'll just win. It'll be great.
Wouldn't it be great for like Champs 2024 for you to show up with 12 Rosie Rippers?
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
And just take a whole heap.
I think we had four. We had 4 Rosie Rippers at Champs this year.
4 Rosie Rippers.
Yeah.
There you go, man.
That's amazing. And you will inspire other females out there as well, young ladies and older ladies, hopefully, to get more into this hobby and to experience it. It's freedom. And you kind of have out of body experience. You kind of get to leave this world behind and just be out there. And, if you're spiritual like we are, then between you and the big guy upstairs. So it's always nice to fly. It is. It's amazing. It's a good way to get away from your stress.
And it looks like you've made a few fans here in the chat also. Bobby Baggs asked, will you be racing Hdzero this year?
Yeah.
And also, will you race the collegiate drone race when you get into college?
So the plan is to build one Hdzero quad this year just to test it out, learn how everything works, and then have a full fleet of Hdzero next season. And then I do plan to race with CDRA once I get to college.
Oh.
Yeah. Don't forget to apply, because you could take that to college with you and rip up and down the dorm room.
Yeah.
That would be so fun.
So yeah. What's your thought on the Hdzero goggles? You've got to fly them yet?
No, I literally just opened the box like a few days ago, Tuesday.
Oh, so you had a mail call.
Basically, like I haven't put the analog module in. I don't have any Hdzero quads. I do have the goggles.
Yeah. Now I'll tell you.
Like I haven't taken the foam off yet to look at them really.
I'll tell you something that I learned.
Awesome.
And if you've been in this hobby long enough, I don't know if you've ever made the mistake. I changed a VTX one time because I had a camera lens still on camera. And so stupid mistakes like that. I have been flying Hdzero for a while. I'm an Hdzero guy. I love it. I don't, because of my head injury, and I'll explain it again for people because somebody just asked the other day. When I had a traumatic brain injury and it led to seizures and poor vision, which I didn't have glasses before. But before I would start to have seizures, everything from my peripheral would start getting blurry. Then it would go white. It would get blurry, and then everything would go white, and it would just come down, and it was just like a complete whiteout. And I didn't convulse or anything, but I mean that could last for 5-6 seconds. And the major time it happened, I was going down the road at like 65 miles an hour. And so when one of my friends flying Sasquatch was like, and Philoblaster was like, man, you got to try DJI. I was at a race and one of the guys had it, and I put the DJI goggles on, and that breakup blurred on the edges, and I was just like, oh no, ooh! It reminded me of having the seizures. So me personally, I prefer the pink and colored sparkles, and you can just tell people that's part of your logo. Just use the Hdzero pink sparkles to come in and make a PiFly. That's right there. That right there. You go on Fiverr and somebody will do that for you for about $25, and that right there should be your logo. And Carl Zao will probably send you some stuff. But that's why I like it, and why I fly it is because it breaks up a lot like analog, and I do notice, I'm slow, but I do notice the latency in DJI, and that blur just bothers me, and I'm concerned about the walk snail that it's going to do the same thing, but I don't know where I was going to go with that. Kind of went on a squirrel moment, but what it was the stupid mistake. I've been flying, and I noticed you fly Fat Sharks before.
Yeah.
What do you fly? HDO2s?
Yep, HDO2s.
Okay. What you might run into?
Those are awesome.
What you might run into,
I need one of
especially
those
with your,
I'll put them on mine.
With any quads that you had your Fat Shark module on, is the Hdzero. It doesn't matter what your camera is set to, because you can hit the button and change it to 4:3 or 16:9. But Hdzero doesn't do that. Whatever your camera is set to in your Hdzero, that's what the goggles are going to show. And so I was like 30 minutes. Casey, I was on the line with Casey. I was like, all of them are 4:3. I don't like 4:3, but like, everything is 4:3. I can't change it. And I went in my old goggles on my Hdzero. I wouldn't. Updated all my quads to make it match the newest firmware. And I was like, what? And so I'm on Facebook, because it's not in the manual, because everybody's like, well, dummy.
We were looking everywhere.
And one guy was like, you have to set it. If you set it in your camera settings on your Hdzero, that's what the Hdzero goggles will show, is whatever it is.
Yep.
Lens cap. Drone Poison's done that too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. And I've heard people say that you can turn that feature off in DJI. And
it's awesome.
I've never flown it with it off, and I hear that you can turn it off in walk snail also. Just also, me personally, I'm not a real fan of the way DJI does its customers, and that's just me. I'm not a fanboy. Everybody's like, you Hdzero fanboy. Well, if that means if you mean, do I like Hdzero? If the shoe fits, I guess I'll wear it. But I'm not gonna hate on anybody that likes DJI or walk snail, or even what's something that's FR Sky. There's a lot of people that I've had a very rough time with FR Sky here lately. So here's a question. It said, Amanda, did you get to talk with Carl last year at I/O?
A little bit. He actually rode my one wheel.
He rode your one wheel.
He rode my one wheel.
Did he do good?
Yeah.
He did good. Carl actually called my cell phone the other day. Some of you that follow me on the Spacebook, somehow with Wix.com, my account got froze. And Wix.com, I couldn't log in to see my tracking, and the DHL didn't have all of my stuff, and it was just, and I had a technical support problem that wasn't going through, and it was just bad. First problem that I ever had with Hdzero, and it kind of lagged on. It was like 2 weeks into it, and I wasn't hearing anything. And I went on Facebook, and Carl called my cell phone number, and he was like, you know how he talks. He kind of broken English. I'm very, very sorry. We will make it better, and it's going to take a little while because it's coming from China. But VTXs, that's all he said. VTXs are on their way.
Oh man!
And I just had a problem with one little Whoop Light VTX, and he's sending obviously at least 2. So he's a great guy. Support him. And so was it? You should have got video of him riding your one wheel.
Yeah, that would have been amazing.
If you come across that comical stuff and it's not in your personality to edit it or whatever, just send it over to me, and I promise that I'm
writing this down. This is good stuff.
Yeah,
I'll make a clip or something, and now I want to try to do a test. Are you pretty good at keeping your composure and not laughing?
It really depends on the situation.
Okay, let me see if you can withstand this without laughing. Now you'll be muted, so we won't know for sure, but I'll be able to see you. So let's just see.
That is too funny.
You didn't do it, did you?
You told me not to, so I didn't.
I can see you smiling. I can see you smiling.
Yeah, I was smiling, but I wasn't laughing.
Right. Smiling's not laughing. So, yeah. Okay.
That's great.
That's one of my favorites. Have to run. Great stream, Pastor. Brett was one of the OGs. I don't know if you remember Brett. I think he was called.
Good night, brother.
Oh, what was he called?
Good night and thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
forget his name. Yes. He was one of the OGs. That was one of the old guys that was on the Lost Squad with us. Your brothers and sisters in MotoGP will help you become the racer you want to be, Amanda. Many of us will be there for support.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. You got a community behind you. You've got a bunch of people rooting for you.
Definitely.
Waiting for you to stand up on top of that podium holding a prop that says DRL on it. And getting that minimum, $75,000 contract. That's what we're hoping for you. And to see, our daughters and our granddaughters and nieces and nephews that want to fly to be inspired.
Mm-hmm.
I personally think that she's like the what's her name, Amelia Earhart of FPV.
Yeah.
So
sounds like it.
Yeah, I want to thank you for coming out, Amanda. If you have any questions for us or anything like that, you can ask away.
This has just been super fun. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, thanks.
Have I ever told you? A lot of people ask this question. Have I ever told you where I got my racing name?
You said that you're a pastor.
Well, I'm a pastor, but it sounds like Fat something from Austin Powers. I don't know if you ever saw that.
She's too young for
that. There's a guy on there called Fat B, and I was a youth pastor for literally 14 years before I became a senior pastor. And in the youth group, we had this little person, and he was just being kind of bothersome that night and just running around, pushing people and all this kind of stuff, and he's kind of being a little annoying. And so I started chasing him around saying, "Get in my belly." And that's what the guy says. "I want my baby back, baby back. And he's a real fat, disgusting guy that Austin Powers, Michael Myers does. Mike Myers. And
it's hilarious.
And one of the kids is like, "You sound just like Phatpastor. That's what I'm going to call you." And so long before I was ever in FPV, they were already calling me Phatpastor. And it just stuck. It just does. So hers comes through hours and hours of studying and the desire to want to memorize more and all of that, and mine comes from chasing a little person around saying get in my belly. So you got two ends of the spectrum here. So yeah, thank you for coming out, and
Thank you.
you are welcome on this channel anytime. If you ever have anything you need to promote, want to say, race you're going to be at, whatever, you know how to get in touch with me and all of that. You are welcome here anytime. It's been a blast having you on.
And I shot my email to her too. So
yeah. So thank you for coming out, and we look forward to seeing big things from you. And get that Etsy store up. And hey, I buy t-shirts to support the people that I Jesse Perkins is a friend of mine, and now you're going to have to get him at least in size 3 extra big, because I'm truly a fat man. but if you have them on your site, I will buy PiFly shirts, give them away, and I'll wear one on my channel.
I will too.
You have my word on that.
Too.
So
me too.
So thank you for coming out, and if you don't have any questions and everything, we'll let you go.
All right, thank you so much for having me.
All right,
It's been a blast.
All right, bye. Take care.
Bye.
You have a blessed night.
All right, what a great guest. What a great guest.
No kidding.
Amazing. If only we could have her as our co-host, right?
That's right. That's right.
Or the host, even.
She's got bigger things than just messing around on
with a bunch of old guys.
Yeah, a bunch of old fellas and stuff. She's gonna. I believe
future ahead of her.
Yeah, I believe it's not going to be very long where she won't have time to come on shows like little channels like this. And,
no, you watch. She'll be one of the people that doesn't forget.
Well, I bet. But
I know though. Time does get very.
Don't get me wrong. Evan Turner and Alex Campbell and Nub. Well, Nub's kind of an introvert. He wouldn't come on this kind of stuff. I don't think even if I paid him. But Alex Campbell's not. He is not an introvert. But these guys are busy. They're truly, truly busy. And when you get to that level, that you're traveling all over the country and got your own, which Evan's got his own store and going to school and a girlfriend and all this kind of stuff. It's just a lot. And, for her sake, I hope that Amanda PiFly gets so successful that she truly doesn't have time to come back on this show, because that will be an indication that she is making it.
Trot. I love it.
Well, let's I'm trying to rethink of where we need to be. This has been a kind of a this has been a great stream.
Yes,
had a lot of
guests.
And again, anybody in the stream, if you'd like to join, one of the things you can see, you can go on to Marcel Off Axis's stream, and you can see that he has guests that just pop in and pop out. There's the link if you want to. You can just pop in and pop out. And that in an instance like that, if you were able to AA, you could have popped in. He
could be like, hey, bye.
He seems to know, and you can even do that. You can turn your camera off. Turn your camera off for a second, Casey. You don't,
you can be like goodbye, and you can just talk normal like this without cam.
Yeah, if you're the kind of person that's really shy and you don't want to show yourself around such a good-looking face as this, then you can just turn your camera off. But you come on and you can ask questions and everything, and
Yep.
You said a face like what?
Oh, you were pretty good now.
That's great.
That was a pretty good match.
Yeah.
That was a pretty good match. Thank you. Thank you.
That is great.
You know, it's like he's got a face that rings a bell.
Uh-oh. Is that Sister Mary Mangala?
I don't know, but the face rings a bell.
That's just great. That's
I
great.
don't know, but the face rings a bell.
That's too great.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and you know, trying to come up with intelligent questions for Amanda was, I felt kind of like this, and if you know in the chat which one, if you can guess which one I am, let me know in the chat.
If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits? Different types who wear a day coat, pants with stripes, or cutaway coat, perfect fits.
Quit making fun of the way I say putting on the Ritz. Was it? Let me get to some of this stuff here.
There's a bunch.
Let's see. I didn't want to take away from our guest. Yeah. I understand. I was trying to think of intelligent things to ask her and all of that. So very, 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 very good guest.
Yeah, amazing.
Was something different between me and the donkey. I think it was only the ears drone poison. I think it was only the ears.
We don't know that.
Only
we can't
the
see your
ears.
ears for the headphones.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
So we can't get them.
Oh, Scott, he always says that. Oh,
that's great.
Love diving into the lives of our racers and freestylers. Yeah, I'm going to try to have, if you guys know somebody that would like to be on, if you would like to be on, tell your story on the Discord. It's now called FPV Freaks. And let me take a minute. Double A, I'm handsome. Well, thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. I know. I started to say, don't lie, but okay. I mean, in the eye of the beholder, my wife would probably agree with you. So, but let me explain a little bit about, because we had a poll and FPV Freaks didn't get the highest number, but I got to thinking and talking a little bit about it with some other people. And one of the things in this hobby that makes, what's the word I'm looking for? One of the characteristics in this hobby of someone who stays with it is you got to be a little bit off, or very stubborn one, because it is, there is times just like the other night. I mean, I literally, me, those of you that know me personally, I literally stopped and Casey can tell you, because I had him on the phone, get that light out of my eyes.
Did not mean to do that. Sorry, you guys.
And
I was looking for that.
Yeah.
I was looking for this little bitty nut in the floor. So, yeah.
Hey, don't touch that squirrel's nuts.
That's what happens whenever you pull his.
No squirrels were harmed in the filming of this live stream.
Or there.
But anyway, it's a different kind of person. It usually takes a special kind of person to stick with this hobby. I read through the Hdzero manual 3 times, looking for how do I set, where is it? There is an option in your menus for display, but there's nothing about 4.3 and all of that. And
nope.
And really all Hdzero did was just choose to honor what the quad is set at instead of overriding it. And so, yes, drone poison has hit it. It's an addiction.
It's an addiction. It is very much.
I call it
kind of a weird
case.
one.
So much. Yes, isn't it?
I call it a case of the can't help it.
Oh,
you
man.
know,
it's definitely
when we were when I flashed my
oh no.
my when I flashed my Hdzero goggles, I wanted all of my quads to match. Wanted all of my Hdzero quads to match, and Casey was talking to me on the phone. This was late at night because neither one of us sleep very much, and that's I think that's why we're good host and co-host, and why it works is because both of us are up at insane hours at times, and get really, really detailed into some things. And
you better believe it.
And I call it a case of the can't help it, drone poison.
That's for sure. If I had more parts, I'd be up even longer.
I started thinking of all of the Hdzero quads I have to update. And what was it? What was it, Casey, that was it 14?
14.
14?
14.
I think it was 14, and I was like, and I got through six or seven.
Yeah.
And where I stopped, I can tell y'all.
I so wished I was there able to do them for him, you guys, because I love doing this kind of stuff. Anybody wants me to do building for them, send me your stuff. I'll build it for you.
This is where I stopped.
And fly it too.
This is where I stopped. I got two of these. One of these was sent to me from Hdzero because the flight controller was bad on them, and I ended up getting it at like half cost. This one from Get FPV, I did not upgrade it. It still has the firmware that it came out of the box on it. This is updated, I believe. Well, I know it is because it changed it reset everything. You'll know that that the flash took when all of your camera settings, your VTX, and all of it's reset. And so what I got so much flight stuff to do. I was sitting there thinking that the day of the race, if we have a lot of people come, Scott, I'm going to bring an airplane and see if you can fly it and chase it.
I'm going to chase it. I want to help chase it.
You can't get those two.
I'm getting some chase footage.
What it is this one I update the Hdzero goggles has the newest. Well, it didn't when I had it, but I updated it to the newest version of the firmware because they recommend that you do it because it's really just recently out of beta. And so I updated this one to the newest version.
Okay.
But all of my other ones were acting just fine. This one, I don't know if you can see. Yeah, I wrote on it with a little piece of tape. It says not updated, and I put a Get FPV sticker on it, so I knew where it was coming from. And I want to see what the difference is. I want to see if this one gets better range. I want to be able to tell people.
Oh, you want to fly an updated versus a non-updated one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
both
comparison.
of them. And what I'm wanting to do, and this would be great. We could do this at the race. I would love to take my Hdzero goggles, which I'm strongly debating that these are probably going to come off of the Hdzero. Is
that the walk snail bit?
That's the walk snail, and that was what was on this Mobula 7. That it flies like a pig. And
because of the weight of the walk snail.
Yeah, well, the walk snail's not that heavy, but I had the True RC patches on the front of it, and I can't run them. I'm having to run these, this VAS antenna, and this is something that you micro Hdzero.
Wait,
it's upside down. It's not dyslexic being easy, guys. And
can't tell my right, left, my from.
Let me make my screen bigger.
I just can't wait.
Right, here we go.
I'm so excited.
Where are we? Here we go.
And And I'll have
this
something.
is the Menace RC Bandicoot, but you see it says linear.
Oh man.
This is a linear patch. It's not a right-hand circular polarized
it's
or
a linear patch.
both.
And a lot this that I'm giving away will come with a dipole, linear dipole antenna on it.
What?
And a lot of Whoops do, because you're trying to save as much weight as possible. And this Mobula 7 has a linear dipole. And this Menace RC Bandicoot, it is worth it. Yes.
I can't wait to see Shark Bite, how it is. I bet it's pretty nice.
Scott was saying something, but I think he made
the hay, I thought I muted my mic, if I'm 100% honest. But I do have a question. What is it? The Hdzero transmitters that work with the walk snail setup? What is it that works with the walk snail setup?
I'm not really understanding your question. Are you asking if the Hdzero goggles will work with them?
No, the walk snail is that deal. They pre-sold them for like $189, and if you paid
well, they also have their own goggles.
Yeah, but you've just got the walk snail receiver on your Hdzero goggles, right?
All that I have is a walk snail VRX. Yes,
exactly.
On my Hdzero goggles.
Do you have to have a walk snail VTX to match that walk snail? Okay.
Yes.
So they're proprietary to their own VTXs.
Yes, and see, that's the thing that at first it was just Fat Shark. Fat Shark was going to make the goggles for them, and they come out with the Dominators, which just about everything that Fat Shark's come out with has been named Dominator, and this is my Hdzros, but their goggles will only. They don't do analog. They won't do DJI. They don't do any the Avatar goggles, and the Fat Shark Dominator goggles will only do walk snail. Now you can take walk snail and hook them to any Fat Sharks that have a HDMI in, and that's what this plug right here is.
Those have got the adjustable dials.
This is only 720p, where the Hdzero is 1080, and it's only like 60 frames per second, where Hdzero just upgraded to 100 frames per second. But what I want to do is I have these, and I have another set that has the Fat Shark. This module on the front here, this is the solid black one with the 4 SMAs. This is the Hdzero VRX.
Oh, okay.
Fat Shark came out with one at first. It was called the Fat Shark VRX. I have them on another set of goggles that Casey's wanting me to sell them to him. I got about 3 or 4 people that's wanting to buy them, really. But what I want to, and I kept them because I want to. These were my daily drivers until the. Let me just make it bigger.
I'm in love with them, and I ain't even got to fly them yet.
These were my daily drivers until, and it's got the the Wildfire on it.
I love the Wildfire. It's actually better to me, really. It's got the fan.
Yeah. These were my daily drivers until I got the Hdzero, and I not knowing how I would like them because goggles are subjective. And I'm sorry about the chat, guys. I'll get right back to it in a minute. But goggles are subjective. So I held on to these, and I intend to hold on to these as my backups. Well, the Fat Sharks were my backup to these. Now that I know that I like the Hdzero, I am going to be getting rid of my HDO, the regular HDOs, not HDO2. They're HDOs with the Fat Shark on them. But what I want to do before that is, and I'll probably do it at the race when we got people there, is I want to take those 2 quads that have different firmwares on them. And I want to put my Hdzero goggles on, start the recording, have somebody put these on with the double axes, start the recording, have somebody put the Fat Sharks on, start the recording.
I'll do that.
Grab my
And we need,
grab my
and we can do
screen.
and we can do the HD3s too. Somebody
Grab
could do them.
No, the HD3s won't have a
no, that's right. Yeah,
won't have a fat shark.
I'll
Get
do.
the screen, which is an Hdzero receiver.
Oh yeah.
And have all 4 of them recording the flight, and to see how. And I probably want one of these. I won't update. Probably the fat sharks I won't update to the latest one. I'll probably update these to the same thing that the Hdzero is, and we'll just compare. Just a single flight.
Let me update them later.
Yeah, and he talks like he's already got them, doesn't he?
Yeah, I said you can let me. You can let. I said maybe you could let me update them later. Give me something to do later that evening.
I think he's speaking of those things that are not as though they are so.
Hey, I pray. I pray hard about it every day. I know that.
And maybe it's where I've been out of the loop for so many years, and I'm getting back into it. But my personal issue, and it could be just be my lack of education on the Hdzero or on the HD topic in general, be it Fat Shark or Hdzero or Walk Snail or whoever, is it doesn't seem like there's a lot of cross compatibility. You know, in the analog world, you could buy a transmitter, you can have whatever kind of analog goggles you want. The stuff will work together. So if you want to build a quad in a budget, you can. If you want to go shoot for the moon on a pair of goggles, you can. If you want to shoot for the moon on a quad, you can. But you can pick and choose what you want, and it'll work. The part of HD that I think maybe a few people are finding intimidating, I'll say, is that there doesn't seem to be a lot of cross compatibility. Like you got to have used Hdzero transmitters with Hdzero receivers, and you've got to use DJI transmitters with DJI receivers, and you've got to use Walk Snail transmitters with Walk Snail receivers. You are locked into a brand, and some of that stuff can be a pretty big investment. I feel like to be that locked into a brand.
Well, that's the one thing. That's one of the things that I like best about Hdzero is Hdzero is not. It is
they're the first open source, right?
It is all open source. If Foxeer decided tomorrow that they wanted to make a module, then they can use the open source GitHub stuff. Now, from what I understand, the part that's closed on it, and this has been the way that it's been with analog, and people just haven't known it. The chip that 90% of analog receivers use is made by one of a couple companies, and it was a patented chip, and the people who come up with that analog receiver, whatever, get some kind of royalty. I don't know if it still is that way now, or if all that's lapsed, but that's how it was. And if Foxeer was going to make a Hdzero, they would buy the ASICs. I believe that's what it's called. The ASICs chip would be all that they would have to buy the ASICs chips from Hdzero, and then they would be able to make their own. So Cadix, if Cadix wanted to, Cadix could make a goggle that was, as long as they kept it open source, that would run the Avatar and Hdzero. I expect with the weight or the splash, the impact that Hdzero has made in this hobby, I expect somebody, Sky Zone, Fat Shark, Cadix, I expect somebody to come out with a goggle that's similar, that will do analog, that will have HDMI in and out, that would support both Hdzero and Walk Snail. It would be smart for Walk Snail to come out with their own goggle that had Walk Snail built in, that had the analog module, and that had an HDMI in, so that you could, and see, that is what Hdzero has done. They have made their goggle that will play with anybody that wants to play with them. And that's I said earlier that I have my beef with DJI, and that's just it. DJI doesn't. They're so big. They don't want to play with anybody else. They don't have to. They don't need to, and they don't.
No.
And so, I was talking with somebody earlier, and it might have even been earlier in the chat. I don't know. It might have been today's been busy, but that they've been running analog off of their DJI, the second goggles, not the newest ones, but the second of the three that they have been running analog off of it, and recently went to a race and they wouldn't let him turn his DJI goggles on because it interferes with everybody around you. And he borrowed a friend of his Fat Sharks, and he was like, oh my gosh, I was so much faster because of the latency.
Oh, wow.
Casey, kind of keep an eye on the chat and make sure I don't, because I don't want to neglect. We have got lots of good stuff going on.
I see a few, but I just didn't want to interrupt you.
Yeah.
I think Double A is making a comment here.
Yeah.
That he thinks Hdzero is going to be is basically the show everybody's going to go to, and they're going to be the one to watch. And I think it's right, but I think it's simply because that Mr. Carl, I don't know him, everybody just refers to him as Carl, was the first one to go, open source work for OpenTX.
Mm-hmm.
And when
Express LRS,
when Free Sky bucked against it, and it's like, we kind of want everybody to buy our receivers, then here come Express LRS. And then here come Radio Master, and they're like, we're going to welcome open source. Betaflight is a product of just exactly how well open source can work.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
Hdzero, I think him embracing it, going, if goggles are going to cost this much, then people should be able to do kind of what they want to with them and what they need them to do.
Right.
So I agree with Double A. I don't know who you are. I don't know you personally. But that's a very intelligent thought I think you've got there.
Yeah.
And there's quite a few more here. There's see, he said there's the thing though, they come to the table early, the others. So all goggle manufacturers have laid their offerings out for the next few years.
Yeah, he's exactly right. Yeah, they brought their best to the table. And again, Hdzero was smart enough to go, let's hang back, see what everybody else is bringing, and make a better deviled egg.
And Joshua Bardwell dropped some content on this if y'all haven't watched the video. Also, that was mentioned by Double A earlier.
Yeah. The thing that concerns me is Carl's an American citizen. He lives in California. And the thing that concerns me is we know how China look at Bob Ruge. Look at what Bob Ruge did with inventing the toothpicks and the things that he did for China to just come along and copy it and steal it and sell it for half of what he could sell it for.
I know, it was horrible.
And, TBS, either way, how y'all feel, TBS feels the same way, that people did that to them with their radios. And, Futaba could have been the first one to get mad about some of that. But yeah, I'm concerned that Drone Poison says, I don't think Hdzero has the penetration that DJI gets. It clearly doesn't, because it's just a straight. I mean, it's more like analog. There is no repackaging of lost frames. It can't do that and maintain the latency. He said, but I like how it's open source for sure. Just can't see having to buy two systems like you have there. Yeah. It's, well, I mean, we've had two. I mean, even when DJI come in, there was DJI and analog, and then DJI made the module thing to go on the side. And from my understanding, I've not flown it, but from my understanding, that's never truly quite always been there. It's not ever been there. And for people like me that like whoops, I mean, drone poison, the things that you do, bro, with a 5-inch quad,
it's amazing.
It's amazing, and it's artwork, and it is artwork, but
it is beautiful art.
But I like to fly at my house. I have vinyl siding on my house. I live in Tennessee, and my house is on plus or minus 1.5 acres, and of course, my brother lives on one side, my uncle lives on the other side, and there's a 365-acre farm behind me, so I can fly all over the place. But I prefer to fly in my yard. And I hit my house all the time. I am, Casey asked me the other night, he was like, you crashed? Yeah, I built this up. I don't know if I showed y'all this yet. I don't know if I've showed y'all this.
I love it.
This is a Marty build.
I've got to get me one of those.
This is the sub 250 frame.
I got to build
with the RC and Power 1002. It was on my live stream when I did my live reaction. This is what I was flying first, and it's Hdzero, and it weighs 9 grams heavier than this one, which has the same size props, but it's running 802 motors, and it doesn't fit the mold of lighter is always better in micros. This is 9 grams heavier, but and they're both running 40 millimeter gem fan, identical props, but the color's different. That's all.
I bet it's amazing.
This thing right here outperforms this night and day.
By far, yes.
Night and day.
I bet.
But I was flying this, and I have a tin roof on my vinyl siding on my house, and I have a tin roof on my house, and I was power looping my patio, as some of y'all probably seen some of my videos, and I was coming back, and I was going to cut it close. Well, I hit, and I thought I'd busted my camera.
Oh,
because I hit my camera right on the edge of the tin on the roof, and I got the rainbow screen, and I flipped it to angle. And the image comes back, and all that I see is sky, and it's moving. And I was like, okay, disarm. I disarmed it, and I didn't have the beeper set up and everything. And it was about 30 feet over into the cow pasture. It took me an hour to find it and all, but
gosh,
the whoops is different. Now, I'm not saying that this won't. I've only had 2 flights around in my house, and I have to be very limited what I fly in my house because I have a handicapped daughter that don't like the sounds of the motor. So I had to do it while she was in the tub. But my initial opinion of this, it has the same size motors as the Hdzero Mobilite 7, and everything's the same on it, the same board except for the VTX. And this thing flies like a pig. I even put the VT 2.0 connector on it. It flies like a pig compared to the other one, but it's still in the early setup stage.
Do you think it flies so badly because of the weight of the Hdzero?
I think the weight does make a difference. If it in this one here,
that's a Mobula, right? Not a Mobilite. That's a Mobula.
That's a Mobula 7. Walk snail. Let's see.
Yeah, it's one of the newest ones.
Here's the box.
Oh yeah, well I said Hdzero. I mean because of the HD, because of the walk snail, the weight.
I've actually had this for like 3 weeks. As soon as Defiance RC got it, he sent it out to me. And but this here, it has 1002 motors on it. And the 1002 motors, this is 1002 22,000 kVs, where those were 0802 18,000 kV motors. So it does make a difference in that. But testing is still early. But micros, I think, is where it's at. You can't put, you can, but it won't do you any good to put DJI on a micro. And that's what I like to fly. I was saying, Drone Poison, you do amazing things with a 5-inch. I hit myself at about 60 miles an hour, 60 to 70 miles an hour with a 5-inch right in the shoulder. And that was, it didn't frighten me, but after having traumatic brain injury, I decided that I'd fly smaller stuff. He was specifically talking
one
to
of my whoops into
racers.
myself the other night, the other day, and it still hurts. I promise you, it still hurts.
Yeah, and over.
Now I had a quad very similar to this.
AA.
The one that had the remind me on that, Casey. Don't let me forgive all that. The one that had the colored canopy on it. I think I give it to Phatpastor. I gave it to somebody. I had the first generation of this, and I was standing on my patio talking to my wife, and I was doing power loops over my patio.
Yes.
And I was coming to the left of me, and I hit myself right in the back of the head.
Oh,
right dead in the back, right at the goggle strap. So, but I felt it, but it wasn't nothing like getting hit with a 5-inch would have knocked me out.
Yeah.
He was specifically talking to racers. I think Carl. I think it was catering to racers. Yeah. I think Carl's seen the same divide among the community when HD first come out. In my opinion, he's bringing the community back together with HD on the track. Yeah, I think so. And you know, it's so much. You hear me say this so much, and I mean this. This hobby is so subjective.
Yes.
I was just talking to a guy today that is getting into the hobby from flying FPV drones. And, you know, he's wanting to get a set of goggles and all this kind of stuff. And he was telling me, you know, what goggles should I get and all that. And I told him, I said, what you need to do is he lives in Murfreesboro, Scott. So, you know, it's not too far from me. He's about an hour and a half from me. I said, what you need to do is you need to show up at the race. I said, because there will be box goggles. There will be Fat Shark goggles. There'll be Hdzero goggles. There'll be all kinds. And a Phatpastor, which I think he's coming. He has HD. He has DJI. My recommendation is try them.
Yeah,
come on,
definitely,
and see what works for you.
They're amazing.
You know, if you come to my race or a race that I'm hosting and you don't end up liking Hdzero, that's not going to hurt my feelings at all, buddy.
No.
My thing is to try to get you flying something.
Yeah,
you know,
anything
is if you might end up liking walk snail. That's really the reason why. Well, two reasons why I bought it is because it was the $199 deal, and I think that if I don't end up liking it, I'll be able to sell it or trade it for what I got in it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And this quad right here, I paid 60% of what it sells for.
Man.
Right, so a little bit more with shipping, maybe 65%. And I've had it. Had it for a while, but this one, paid full price for it. So, you know, and I might not even end up liking walk snail if it blurs like that. I might not end up liking it. So
hopefully not.
Gentlemen, I'm going to take this time and bow out. I got a little grandson that is getting about ready to tuck in, and
all right.
Is wanting to crawl up in my lap and stuff like that. So I'm going to take this time to bow out. Thank y'all for letting me sit in again tonight.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
I always enjoy the conversation.
Yep. Anytime. And we'll catch you next week. We'll catch you next week, bro.
All right. We'll see you next week.
Definitely.
Right,
have a blessed
on
one.
the weekends.
Yeah. We'll talk more about the race. If everything goes like I got planned, the leading dev and I guess CEO of Roto Hazard may be on here next week.
Oh,
that would be amazing.
Yeah, just trying to get some good guests. So take care, Scott.
Y'all have a good night.
You too. Have a blessed night, brother.
All right.
Wow.
Drone Poison says, I'm intrigued with walk snail.
Yeah.
But impressed with Hdzero goggles.
Yes.
Can't wait to see what the future holds. Well, now I'm
going to tell you. Amen.
Let me say this, Drone Boy. I do believe, and Casey and I was talking, I do believe that surely what I'm experiencing with the static when it gets about 10 foot away from me, it's probably got something to do with this having the little dipole on it. And I've heard that the antennas,
if it ain't got a big enough ear to hear, it can't hear no matter how loud you shout at it.
Well, these are the walk snail antennas that came on it, and I've got plenty of stubbies. My problem with the stub, I got a flashing light behind me, don't I?
I don't. I've got to stock up on.
Just like a
Hey,
squirrel.
by
But
the
the
way,
thing
anybody
is,
out there? I need some stuff.
hang on.
No,
These are RP SMAs.
yeah,
Fat Shark stuff uses SMAs.
yeah.
I don't have any RP SMA left hand circular polarized stubbies. So I put these on them. I mean, surely they should be good enough to get 10, 20 feet away from you. And these are patches. I was facing that quad. And I thought, well, it's probably just a dipole thing. I ran this, and that clearly says left-hand circular polarized. And it did the same thing. So there may be a setting. I might have this thing on like 10 mil. I don't know. I did it like I did the Hdzero goggles. But I will say this in Walk Snail's favor. When I plugged this up sitting on the bench, the image was a lot better than Hdzero.
Oh, wow.
Well, noticeable better. I mean, you could clearly tell the difference between 720 and 1080.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just that's what it was. I could tell that this was a 1080p
there is a difference.
Experience.
Sure. Yeah.
So
it's awesome that there's a noticeable difference. He says, I need me a whoop again. Whoop, gonna hit up We Bleed FPV.
Brother, I wished you lived in the area. You could come and join us. You could come and join us at our, hey, look here.
It would be amazing.
Look here. Going to be giving it away. If I can make it to 1,000 subs, we're gonna be giving this away. I think I can. If I keep growing at the rate I'm growing within a month or so, that's going to be given away to somebody. And I'd like to see what you would do with one of those. If I was a bigger channel, I would send you one.
Yeah, I would too.
Just to see what you do with it. So yeah, it said Double A says you might need to run into somebody at a race who wants to sell their old goggles, radio, quads, and all. Yeah, I truly think that here in the next 3 months, especially when this second batch of Hdzero come in, Hdzero goggles, there's going to be a lot of HDOs and HDO2s and Sky Zones up for sale.
Oh, yeah. I believe it.
I just think there's going to be people having them for sale. Looks like Greg's going to.
Oh, yeah. He's getting on out of here.
Yeah,
it's good having you, brother.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, Thank
you
care.
for coming.
Yeah, we've had an amazing stream tonight.
Yes.
And I'm gonna bypass our channel shout outs this week because we're a little long in the tooth as it is.
We did. We went hardcore tonight. It's awesome.
Maybe he was saying take care to Scott.
Okay.
I heard the stock ones aren't good. Yeah, that's what I've heard too. I've heard that they are bad.
The Mobula 7s, the stock walk snail.
The stock stubbies on the walk snail. Yeah. I've heard everybody say that they are junk. So, but I just don't have any RP SMA stubbies.
That figures, don't it?
I've got some. Here's what I got, and I can try it. This has RP SMAs on it. I can take these. I can take the pagodas and stuff, but I wanted to try it first. Just that live bit that I did with the Hdzero goggles live.
Yeah,
it's got almost 1,000 views already.
Yeah, I know, that's crazy.
I didn't listen to everybody. I didn't upgrade it. I got it working. I took my quads out there and I flew it. and they flew mismatched hardware. They flew, and that's what you see in that is my reaction. So
It's an honest, true,
and
honest reaction.
That's what I thought about doing it, but it was so late last night when I first put the goggles on and saw the image, and it was just, as Casey said, it was pouring rain.
Pouring down.
Yeah, and I was like, that sounds dirty. But anyway.
Don't it, though? That's what she said. That's great.
Phatpastor, are your streams consistent?
Yes.
Unless I'm having a kidney stone.
Correct. And mine, our streams. And hey, anybody on here, don't forget to jump over on my channel and sub. It just helps.
Yeah. Yes, if you're talking about every Thursday night at 7, yes, if that's what you are talking about. But
yes.
But I also do suffer from chronic kidney stones. So
and I'm recovering from being you
would have to hear my
literally. So I'm here. I'm here always. So if you need help, hit me up, email me.
So sometimes here on the stream, it's like both of us say, putting on the Reds. So I heard stock walks now. Yeah. I think I already put that on there. New question.
New question.
Okay, go for it.
New question. That was a text.
Saying take care. Yeah, from your host that left. I'm sorry about that, Greg. I'm behind on the on the thing. Yes, Thursday night 7 Central. Thursday night 7 Central. And every now and then, if you, I'm on Facebook as Marty Phatpastor, and this is also streaming on to Facebook.
Hey,
so that's 7 Central. But from time to time, I'm wanting to start doing some Tiny Whoop Go live streams, and we've done those before on Tuesdays, Mondays or Tuesdays. It's just hard. I don't want to offend other streamers by streaming right up against them or anything, but it's just hard to pick a night and a time that people are all available, that you're not stepping on somebody's toes.
Yeah, it is. Down there, Joan Poison said, "Oh, you want to go ahead? Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't know you'd seen it."
My buddy got the walks now and posted some footage, and it looked great. Also, you have to make sure you unlock the power. Yeah, see, I haven't. All that I did on that. Well, it's a good time. I'll tell my experience with it.
You haven't.
I do like the way you update the firmware on the quads, and even on the VRX. The VRX, you just take and put a file onto the SD card and push a button, and I hooked it up to a screen and watch it do its thing. And when I did that, which I started to do it and realized that the firmware that I had for the VRX was the newest one. So they did ship the newest one. Good points to walk snail on that one.
That's a plus.
But when I plugged this up, it said on the screen, it comes up and it'll tell you firmware mismatch. And you can either skip it and try to fly, or look at it. And it'll tell you what the VRX is on and what the Whoop is on. And with the Whoop, it's got a little plug, little JST plug on the side, and it's got a USB cable that plugs into it. And you, while the quad's powered on and under a fan, you plug it into USB, and you get the Avatar Sky latest date. It'll be Avatar _Sky, then whatever 28.6.3 or whatever it was, which was the latest date. And all you do is while it's powered on and plugged into the computer, you just copy that file to the root directory, because when you put a battery on it, this will show up as like a flash drive, and that's how you get the video off of it. And once it copies over there, you unplug it from the computer, leave it on, and there's a little bind button on the side of it. You push and hold the bind button, and the lights flashing will go through about a 10-20-second process.
Wait,
And
it records onto that?
Yes. There's not an SD card on it, but it does have like, I think it's 8 gig.
Oh man.
Of storage space on it.
That's neat. Now that's super advanced.
Now, and it, the video that I looked at was pretty good. I'm thinking, if I remember correctly, and please don't hold me to it. I think the lines and stuff that I was seeing was not on this. So that means it was between the quad and my link somewhere.
Yeah.
Which could mean that I don't have the power settings unlocked, whatever you were setting.
Correct. Yep, I knew it. I called it.
but here's the other story, and
yeah, because
I don't know. Can you can barely see that? See that white?
Yeah.
See how it looks weird? The top edge of that plastic is broke off.
Oh.
So it's got the pins coming out with no top to hold it on, and it was hanging when I got this. So it was already broken, but I was able to, I just had to hold the cable in place while it was copying. And once it copied to it, I saw that it copied to it, pushed the button, and it updated. But this right from, and this was ordered straight from Flywoo. Now I had a coupon and stuff because of some other stuff that I did. But did I lose you, Casey? Something sounded like it popped or something. So thank you, Double, for picking us up on Facebook. And he said the power didn't unlock on arming. So I've heard that. And it was literally like 2 a.m. this morning when I got them going. So and Ian Beatty says that he's in Tiny Whoop Go right now. Yeah, I might, as soon as we're done. Of course, I gotta take all this stuff down and go use a little boy's room. But if you're going to be on for a little while, I might join you, Ian. A big shout out to Ian. He printed me out a bunch of stuff. I know he didn't do it and doesn't want the acknowledgement, but he printed me out a bunch of clips and stuff to go on the front of the goggles and extra things. And just thank you, man. That was real nice of you.
That's awesome.
I was looking for the clips, and he went and printed me out like 3 or 4 different sets, extras, and the little screw-in knobs that you put on the SMAs and all of that. So thank you, man.
That's
awesome. If I can get there tonight, and also hit me up on Facebook sometimes, and sometime it'll be good. All of you, let's get together and do some Tiny Whoop going. If that's definitely. Tiny Whoop going.
I'm Aaron Ablitz. All bits. Did I say that right?
I think that's what that's double A. Aaron.
Double A.
Aaron Albitz.
Aaron Albitz. It's good to meet you, buddy.
Yes.
My name's Casey Henderson, by the way.
Yeah. I'm Marty, or Phatpastor. Actually, my first name is David. It's really David Martin, but I go by Marty. So, I used to get in trouble in school. My teachers would be like, "Oh, Martin. Oh, is Marty short for Martin?"
Did you know my middle name is Scott?
And I would tell them this. I'd just look at them and say, "No, it's long for Ma." I like it. I'd get attention or something.
Hey, my middle name is Scott, so every time you play that, great Scott, it's great because it's like, what?
Yes. Hold me to it, Drone Poison. I was
awesome.
And all credit, because it was storming. It was just pouring rain. That's how you say it, Casey.
Pouring,
not porn.
Porn. It was pouring rain over here.
It was pouring rain all day here, but I was going to take this and even this, because it's a 2-inch, I guess is what it is, to the church, and I was going to film some comparison stuff when I was reminded by one of the members of the church that the church hadn't yet been cleaned, and we've got a flu virus running through the church. So I didn't go by there. I don't want to bring that home to to my daughter. But yes, hold me to it. I intend to get some content, at least an update, to be able to tell you what it is. One of the things that you'll run into, drone poison, if you do go to Hdzero or Walk Snail or DJI, your edits are going to take longer. Unless you just got a smoking fast computer, and it's still going to take longer. The render time, the Hdzero, an HD file compared to an analog file out of a power play or something is at least double the size. So it does take longer.
Yeah, it is. It was like double the size compared to a fat shark file.
Yeah. Ian said it was easy for him. He was happy to do it. And
it's pretty easy once you get the swing of it.
Yeah, we pronounced it right. So
awesome. That's good. I'm glad to hear that.
He said that's connect.
That's connect
with a C.
With a C. With a C, yes. CASEY. Thanks for asking. Does my name start with a C? I'm hoping I'm right about that, but if so, CASEY.
My brain, I was looking back up at his name and I was like, okay, Aaron, no, there ain't no C in that.
I can't believe it actually clicked with me that quick. So
the C is silent.
Yeah, AC. Can you drop a link? Yeah, sure. Hold on 1 second. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, drop your link to your channel all the time, Casey.
Definitely.
He does. You do run it. Okay, so that is DJI. Awesome. Did you notice when you went from analog to processing DJI? Did you notice it took a lot more time? I'm sure you did. An HD footy from a session. Okay, yeah. Now, see, a lot of people because I was whoops and micros and stuff. What HD stuff that I did was either from like the Cadix Baby Turtle or the Insta360 Go. I did a lot with that, and that's really easy to edit all that stuff. Yes, Casey.
Yes. Awesome. Okay. Let's see.
Always looking for better goodies.
How do I grab a link of my channel? Just grab the link.
If you hit the dots up in the corner, it should say share.
Okay. Just of one of my videos.
No, just go home. Go to your home. If you click on your avatar, and you go home, then you should be able to click on the 3 dots. But you're running a different version of Windows than I am, so it may be different. Just a reminder to do.
Sorry, guys.
Count. Do a 12 count.
What?
I don't know. The thing is by the time I get to reading the text, my brain's already moved on from what we were talking about. Let me know what you mean by a 12 count. Yes, then upgrade to ELRS F500. I'm lost.
Yeah, I'm like,
I'm lost. Maybe it's a sign that I've been streaming for 2 hours and 49 minutes.
Nah,
you can also copy and paste the address bar of your home. Yeah, up at the top, you can just copy and paste your HTTP up at the very top.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes, the delay can be, 12 count. Yep, that's right. It can be 4 to 12 seconds. Yeah. I'm looking at over here on my iPad. Let me see. I'm gonna snap, and let me look over here on my iPad. I'll tell you when I snap. Now, whatever that was. So I should have counted, shouldn't I? Let me do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 seconds. 6-second delay. Yep. Not bad. I'll take it.
No, not bad.
Unless that might not have been the first snap. I don't know. I might have been counting off the other snap. So, all right, yeah. Something else, Casey. Did you have a freestyle flight of the week?
Let's see. I did, and that's what I was actually pulling up something as you was saying that, and I clicked away, messing with my channel, so I'm having to pull it back up. All right, here we go.
Oh, he asked if I noted the lag, but it upgraded to the ELRS. Yes. Now, see, I notice it in whoops and tiny trainers, racing tiny trainers around in my yard. And guys, if you ever go on Tiny Whoop Go or something, I'm not that fast, but I notice the difference in latency. Some people say that they don't, and maybe it's because of my head injury or whatever, but I do notice the difference. If you don't have one, I can share a video here real quick.
I do. I've got one. I'm trying to get a pull. Oh, get out of my eye. There we go. All right. So vids to show. Yeah, I'm having issues sharing it. Every time I click share my screen, it's not. Are you seeing my screen? Are you seeing my screen?
Giveaways.
I clicked share.
I've been blessed over the years.
All right, hold on a minute. Let's try this again.
MGP had many companies have been good to me. Kevin Turner set me up last year. Okay, yeah. Or do you live in Tennessee? Double A. He says, me giving you that info means don't ever put me in your giveaways. I have been so blessed over the years. MultiGP had many companies have been good to me. Kevin Turner set me up last year. Yep. Kevin's a good guy. In Indiana, Delphia, Indiana. Okay. Yeah.
Here we go.
Yep.
All right.
That's a good guy. Evan Turner. Every time I've been around him, he'll hand me.
I got it.
The past two times that I've been around him, I've been at a race with him or practice. I haven't been to real races. He's busy there. I was at Alex Campbell's house and brought some pizza for him. And he was like, you need some props? And I was like, sure, I'll take some props. And he hands me a bag. Like a case, I guess you'd call it. There's probably 50, 60, 100 props in there maybe.
Oh no!
So I'm not hurting for any props.
Oh man, yeah, right. I've only got the few packs that I was blessed with you from so far, and I've got parts to other parts, but I just don't. I'm like this far away from having enough parts to do this quad, and this far away from having enough parts to do that quad, and this far away. But yeah, I'm not quite there yet. I'm just.
But you know the motto, right? You know the motto.
Patience.
Fly what you got.
Yeah, fly what you got.
Fly what you got.
Yep. But you know what it's like having stuff stare at you, like build me. I can't. Well, yeah, I can. Here, I can build you this far.
You know,
Drone Poison called it.
Drone Poison called it an addiction. I call it a case of the can't help it. I have it. I'm eat up with it, so I understand.
You understand? Yeah. I got us too. If you let's see.
Yeah, it was a big bag like that of his 5-inch switchback props. I wish it had been in one of those big bag of the Tiny Turner props. That's the ones that I lose and stuff because I fly the Tiny Trainer more. But I'm going. If I'm
Let me pull that.
Going to try every way that I can. I've already bought the tickets to be at the February race. So
I hope.
I see you've got the Moon Goat almost there. Oh, the Moon Goat frame. He's talking about your frame, Casey.
Yes. Getting it going. I've almost got it. I need an LRS receiver to go in it, and it's almost there. That's it. As a matter of fact,
thou shalt not covet, but it's okay to have a case of the can't help it.
Yeah, it's already Yeah, we're getting it there. Definitely. I don't want to give nobody a seizure. Let's see here. All right. So, where did it go? Right. It's called the Noob Tube, by the way. It's FPV Noob Tube. So let me pull it up. Here we go. Boom. Boom. Oh, did I share audio? I didn't share
No.
audio. That's what
No
happens.
audio.
Stop. All right. Share. Share screen.
All right, stop.
Boom.
Collaborate and we'll listen.
There. It's on.
Yeah, it's actually playing it. Probably want to rewind it. There we go. We got audio now.
Okay. Hope y'all enjoy this. I ran across this. I hope y'all can't hear all that.
Yeah, we can.
I don't know. I don't know why it's been doing that all night. So this is Noob Tube. It's only a 3 minute. So this guy is FPV Noob Tube channel. I'll post a link. Yeah, he's pretty good actually.
Is this Chuck?
I'm not positive. I'm not positive who this is. All I know is I ran across this channel and he's only got 3.3 thousand subscribers, but it's quite a bit actually.
Yeah, Double A says he's flown with Chuck many times.
Really?
And that he has a couple of videos flying at Double A's house.
Oh, amazing. Well, how small the world is.
That's right.
That is awesome.
Chuck Hoover?
Well, I am his follower. I'm one of his followers. I love his flying. I love his content. FPV Noob.
How many subs does he have?
He has 3.3 thousand subs.
Oh, yeah, okay. He's not hurting for subs.
No.
I was going to say, go subscribe to him. He got a lot more than I do.
Yeah, he really gets her done. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's a nice park to fly in.
Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful.
I know it's getting late and long in the tooth, but I'm wanting to take probably the little walk snail or my little it'll probably end up being the Hdzero sub 250. I want to take it to a park and a playground and do an edit from an old Petra song called Jesus Freaks for the FPV freaks.
Yeah.
I let Casey hear the song the other night, and I know it'll probably make some people mad, but they can get over it.
Yeah, and by the way, y'all can check out that guy's link, Chuck's link, in the the comments.
Yeah, and if you haven't sub to him. It doesn't matter. He's got 3,000 subs. He could use 4.
Yes,
so,
definitely.
Yeah. Well, let me show you one of mine. I don't want to go into it a lot, but I'm going to just play one, and it is.
And I put my link in
Technique. He has 166 subs. He's got a great intro. Sub to him.
And also my email's in the comments down below as well, guys. And if anybody ever wonders, I wear contacts. If you see me messing with my eyes constantly, I've got to get new contacts. So
don't worry about it, bro.
Yeah, I know it. I know y'all have seen me put this in my eyes. So, and then here's my cleaner. And I hope it don't gross people out with me messing with my eyeball. That's why I was saying that.
I have a niece that was born blind, and when she was about 13 years old, she had to get prosthetic eyes because her eyes had quit growing.
Oh.
And the old thing that you hear people say that when you're a baby, your eyes never get any bigger. That's not true. So when she was about 12, 13 years old, she had to have her eyes removed and glass eyes put in. And
oh, wow.
This is a good thing to talk about during this flight edit, but I'm going to talk about it. We were at Logan's Steakhouse. I don't know if y'all have those. It's kind of like
yes. So we got them all over.
Kind of like Longhorns, or
we got Longhorns, Logan's,
Texas
Roadhouse, all lined up in one strip in Hickson.
Yeah. And what's he going to do here? But anyway, we were sitting there, and you know, I have a handicapped daughter, and if you don't have anybody in your family that's special needs or anything,
yes,
you probably don't know this, but women are the worst about being rude to somebody, you know, handicapped or in a wheelchair, or you know, someone with special needs. And this lady was sitting at the bar at Logan's, and she probably had her a little bit too much libations, and she just kept staring at my niece. And it was starting to bother me a little bit, but I didn't say anything. And it was spring, and my niece sneezed and literally blew both of her eyeballs out onto the table. And they're not completely rounded, so they kind of fell in a way that they were both looking up. And the doctor had told my sister, if you're out somewhere public and one falls out, just snatch it up real quick and put it in your mouth, slosh it around in your mouth and put it back in her eye. And your mouth is not clean, but it's a lot cleaner than a surface. And so my sister snatched those eyeballs up, popped them in her mouth, and that woman stands up and starts screaming. It was great. I loved it. I wished I could have videoed it. I'd have made a YouTube video and put it online.
Yeah, because you would have made a hit. Just out of that by itself.
This is a nice place to fly. He's a nice open place. He got 166 subs. You guys sub to him. His links in the description. Drone Poison says technique is his boy.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Is he part of your of the group that you guys have? What's it called?
Team Relentless.
Team Relentless.
And all of the others. There's Team Freaks. There's Team Maniacs too.
So there's already a Team Freaks?
No, Team Maniacs.
Okay.
Yeah. I said us. I said we're Team Freaks.
Yes, he makes us all kinds of ways. Yes, he does.
Yes.
Well, I'll just go ahead and show this one's quick because I've somehow got autoplay. Somehow got autoplay set up on my
on
my YouTube, and I can't stop it.
Yeah. Oh well, AA message me and email me, man. It would be good to hear from you, and Discord chat me, and I'll shoot you my number and stuff that we can chat.
Here's another guy. We'll go ahead and show him. Let you guys get it. Oh, come on. I can't keep. I gotta find a way to turn this autoplay off.
Yeah,
that was Adam Weston.
We were trying our best.
Oh, let me move us and get rid of that. This is Adam Weston. He has 85 subs. Go to him, guys. Throw him a sub. He is a subscriber here, so throw him a sub. You know, he could use it, and so.
You say you threw a link down in the chat?
Not to Adam. Let me do that.
Okay.
Let me do that. Thank you for reminding me. I did to Technique, and that's to Technique. I don't think I hit. I think that's the Technique.
Yeah.
I never.
It is.
Yeah, I never hit send. Sorry. The first one's to Technique. The second one's to Adam Weston. Oh,
I'm already subscribed.
Oops. So yeah, go and show them guys some love and all that. And guys, we're 3 hours and 5 minutes into this.
Wow.
And I appreciate everybody coming out tonight. It's been a good stream. We're going to try to wrap this up tonight. Double A Drone Poison, thank you guys for joining us tonight. Maybe Greg, maybe we can have you on one night and
yes, that would be awesome. Actually,
let you share with us
technique.
however you want it to, however you want to. You know, we're all about letting people share. And wasn't Amanda PiFly, wasn't she just an incredible guest?
Amazing.
Not that Jeff Zotek wasn't. We've had two.
Right.
We've had 2 weeks with just incredible guests, and if everything comes together right, the main dev for Roto Hazard, which is a timing system for racing, is going to be on here next Thursday night. So y'all show up, and hopefully, weather, the Lord willing, and weather permitting, I will have some more. If not this one, at least this. They both have the same VTX in them. No, this one has the 1S VTX, and that one has the regular light, because this is a 2S. So, yeah, I will get you some information about that, and let you know my take on how it works. And I wished you lived a little bit closer, guys. You're welcome to come down to any race that we got. I can't. My channel is not big enough, and on my pastor salary, I can't afford to put anybody on an airplane to get Casey over here. I'm gonna put him on a Greyhound.
It'd be a lot better.
I called him up and I was like, "Have you ever rode a bus?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Have you ever rode a Greyhound?" He's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Okay, because I can get a Greyhound from the town you live in, or town you live near, to town I live near, for a third of the price that it cost me in gas to come down there and get you." So what about Discord? Okay, let's throw that in there. It's Jesus. It's not Jesus. It's FPV Freaks.
FPV Freaks.
Let me see. Let me see if I can pull it up.
I got. Share. How do you share?
You go to invite.
Invite. Okay. Invite people. And
then you will copy the link, and then you bring it down here, and you post it
awesome.
Like this. But
Sweet.
you have to push the share button when you, like that. That is a copy. I'm gonna hit some invites here.
There you guys. I threw it in there too. I threw in my Discord. I'll throw in my Discord as well.
Some of you, it's just popped up. I'm just sending some of you guys a invite just because you come up.
How do I send my own invite?
You go up to the top. Let me share my screen. All right, up here it says FPV Freaks. You click it down, and you go invite people, and you can copy this link right here.
Yes.
And that's what I put in the link.
That's what I did too. But how do you get people to? How do you send them your Discord, like my Discord? How do I send them my Discord link? How would I copy my own Discord link? I don't know how to do that.
I think what you do is you go down here, and no, maybe where is it? Somewhere you look for people. I don't know where. It's somewhere. You're the tech guy. You're the computer.
Yeah, I'm there. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out in no time.
I'm not.
Add friend. I found it.
There you go.
I found it. Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Well, fellas, great stream, and we'll talk to y'all next time.
Yes, God
bless.
Don't
do much streams, just not really set up. Maybe we can get something together. All you need is an iPhone.
Yeah.
It's all, an iPhone or an Android phone. We've
Or
had
laptop.
several. We've had several.
Or
A tablet. All you got to do is have Wi-Fi, and that works. It's really, in my opinion, easier to do it with a phone or a tablet, because then you don't have to worry about external camera sources getting in the way. And I think that's what happened with PiFly. She had other camera sources. You can pick me up in Discord. I'm there.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you, AA.
Yeah, if you will, AA, join the FPV Freaks there, because that's where we will post. Also, on FPV Freaks, let me go back to this if I can. Discord, where did it go? I added something.
I tried to find him. I couldn't.
I added post your videos right here on this here. Of course, we will have the live stream link every week, and if you just click on that link that you see right there where my cursor's at, you click on that in your phone or whatever, and it will ask you to share your link or your camera and your whatever. And but if you have videos that you would like to share, if you have a particular we like to show one FPV or freestyle video of the week, and then we like to show noobs that we're wanting to go. And of course, you can buy, sell, or trade, and all of that on here. So Pyro 306, which is the guy that's got the sick son, he's looking for somebody that's got a rapid fire module. He's looking for one. I kind of told him, good luck. They're kind of hard to find. So, all right. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. And
yes. Thank you.
I'm done with Sims for tonight. I'm sorry, brother. We just been chatting on over 3 hours. So
it's awesome.
In general now. Okay. It says in general now. Well, what I'm going to do, we're going to wrap up for the night. Casey, thank you, brother. Another great stream.
Thank y'all, everyone, and y'all have a blessed evening. Thank you for coming, and I look forward to having you next week.
Yeah.
And everybody stay safe out there.
Yeah. Stay safe. And, take care, Kelsey. Hey, Casey. And keep flying, guys. Rise up. Meet me in the air.